Hey guys, Rich here at RCINFORMER. Welcome everybody. Give me a thumbs up if you guys got good audio, good video. Make sure everybody's picking me up well. Let's see. Let me look at my stream software and see how we're doing with that. Looks good so far. Let's see what we got. All right. It looks like we are rolling. Just waiting again for a couple of thumbs up from everybody. See Brian Chambers there. Got Mary Boozer in there. Let's see who else. Let's get here and we'll take a look. Les Bynum's there from Essex, England. Jan Carlson from Sweden. It's nice to have you here. Mikey Likes It is here. Yeah, can't wait to see this new Corsair. It is pretty bad. Let's see. What else we got? Brian Chambers. Hello from Germany. We got Karsten Statler. Hello to you all. Waited so long for this bird. Me too. I've been waiting 2 years after the Tiger Cat came out. You know, I told FMS, I said, man, you guys really need to update the other 1700mm birds. And finally, after all this time, it's out there. So the good news is you know, I guess, you know, they've saved the best for last. So this thing is pretty darn nice. I've looked at it in the box a little bit just to kind of get a gander at it so I can give you guys a little bit better information. Actually, I forgot to put my mic on. How's the sound now, guys? You got it okay? I knew there was something I forgot to do. Here, hang on one sec. I'll throw this baby on. Sound should be picking up a little better. Let me make sure you guys can hear it okay. Let me clip this on. I had it on. I just forgot to stick it on me. Let's see what we got there. I was running downstairs taking care of the kids, and they were eating something, so I had to help them out with that. So, all right, let's see. Let's see what we got. Let's take a look. Yeah, Germany, England, Sweden. All right, we got everybody here. Let's see. Michael Halliday from London. Awesome. Waiting for this upgrade for a while. Me too. Yeah, Mary Boozer's here. EQRC is it, man. This is it. Yeah, this is it. Yeah, I saw the Slovenian brothers post the other day after I put out my Corsair stuff, and they were showing off the old version, and they were saying that's probably not much different. It's a lot different. I mean, the general size of the airplane is the same, guys, but they've changed a lot for the better. It's just long overdue. The model is probably 7 to 10 years old now, the design, so they've updated it. It's fully updated. It's all modernized. It's so much nicer than it was, even though the original one was nice. In fact, I got some of the old parts here that I'm going to show you guys so we can compare and you can really see the difference in this thing. So it's very impressive what they've done to it and how far the technology has come. Olson Aviation's there. Doug McFetters. And let's see, Mikey Likes it, JCB 67, Brian Chambers, Pilot Jerry RC, flop props with wobbly wheels. Let's see, Pilot Jerry RC. There we go, floppy props and wobbly wheels. That's great. Hey guys, give me a thumbs up if your audio is good. I just want to make sure you guys are picking it up because I just threw on the mic, and it looks like I got good sound from here. So if you guys can give me thumbs up on the sound and the video. I also upped the bit rate, so the bit rate should be better. It was barking at me, telling me that I needed to go to a higher bit rate. So because I think I got a really good connection, so you guys should be getting it even better now. And let's see. Scotty Scott, happy there. Happy to be here and excited to see the new plane. Yeah, I'm dying to get into it. Mary Boozer says P47 next. I don't think they'll upgrade that because they came out with the 1500 that runs on 6 cell, but you never know. The old 1700 was a bubble top. So yeah, I'd like to see them do it, but yeah, we'll see. It was an awesome plane, and they can clearly make it a whole lot better now. Let's see, at the dealer getting the van serviced, Victor RC Jet. All right, yeah, it's nice to have a cell phone, isn't it? Yeah. Let's see, broke the van already. Yeah, someone says, will they also be a P47 next? Again, Karsten, I really don't know. We got William Murgita. We got someone from France. Carames from France, thank you for coming in. We're trying to make this a global thing for everybody. That's why I'm doing it at 2 p.m. in the afternoon here, so you guys can check it out too. And then anybody in the U.S. who can't see it can watch it on the reruns. And most importantly, at 8 p.m. my time, I can be on the couch with my girlfriend watching TV or out to dinner or something. So this all works out great for everybody. Let's see. Got Nitro Neil, RC Plane Fun is on. Ken Sprouse. Dang, I've been waiting to Corsair for a while now. Can't wait to see you fly it. Yeah, I'm dying to get it out there. Once again, folks, as far as the USA orders, I'm getting all kinds of thumbs up. Thanks, guys. I got thumbs from everybody to tell me. It's a little lag here again, guys, so thank you for that. Yeah, one update on the ordering of this thing. I have the links in the description below. That supports the channel again if you guys buy one through our link. Once again, like I talked about yesterday when we did the CJ6 unbox and everything, the way the orders are working because of COVID is with Horizon Hobby, when you order something in the USA, they don't charge your credit card, okay? They don't charge your card until they ship it. So in most cases, about 2/3 of their container orders are already spoken for, before the container arrives. So once it comes in stock, that remaining third is like gone. So if you guys want to get one in the USA, get one as soon as possible or order it, because if you wait till it becomes in stock, then everybody jumps on that. And then boom, they're gone. You got to wait for the next container because of COVID. They can't really ship stuff direct. It's too expensive. So everything has to come by container. So, and we do appreciate it. Me and Steve, if you guys use my link to purchase it, go through my link and purchase it. We get a little commission, and we appreciate that. That supports all of this stuff we do, guys, for everybody. So, I'm going to say this wrong. I apologize in advance. Tito Uja from Salute from Brazil. Appreciate it, man. We got guys all over the place here. This is awesome. Michael Halliday, you emailed me to say you had asked FMS for an update. Can't believe it has been 10 years now since it was released. Yeah, it's been out for a long time. In fact, I think it started out at Banana Hobby and then went to Motion RC. And we did the videos for Motion when Motion was selling it, and that was their most watched video. Again, it got, even to today's date, I think their highest watched video is almost 300,000. We had 350,000 on that Corsair video. If you guys go to RC Informer on YouTube, the original video of this flying, the flight performance is going to be similar. It's going to be better on this one because it's got a bigger prop. It's got more pitch and everything, so it's probably going to fly even more performance. It's a little more rigid even too. So it's going to fly even way better. So if you want to see that on the RC Informer YouTube channel, you can type in like FMS 1700mm Corsair and put RC Informer. And if you do that search in YouTube, you'll see our videos of the flight demo of this. And that was like the first one I did that was ever like completely unedited, the flight demo portion. So so check that out. And let's see. Yeah, thumbs up, thumbs up. Thank you, guys. Let me know if you guys get any lag. Scream at me. Hamilton's hangar. Yes, Hamilton, you're going to love this, man. I know you just got your original one, but man, they changed a lot on this thing. It is way cool what they did to it. The old one is nice. It's awesome. I've flown the crap out of it. I still fly it. It still flies, but this new one's pretty awesome. Nice 1700mm would be nice. Shoot that Corsair out of the sky. No, not really. Those zeros were like tinfoil, man. They couldn't really take the hits. So, all right. We got Reckham Royce. Paul Kren is there in Austria. Thank you, Paul, for coming from Austria. Awesome. We got guys from everywhere. This is great. Let's see. Reckham Royce. What's the price for the big Corsair, Rich? I think it's $4.99. If you look at my link in the description right below the video, that should take you right to Horizon Hobby if you click on that. And I think it's $4.99, which I'm trying to remember. I think originally it was $4.79 or $4.89 or something. I don't think it was above $5, I don't think. And I think I'm trying to remember, I think the P47 was around $3.89 or something. So yeah, it was about $4.50 or something. So it's $4.99, but man, it's upgraded. It's worth it. This has aluminum retracts. I haven't even seen those yet. I haven't pulled those out of the wings. So we're going to do all that here. Give everybody a good view of that. I'm pumped to see it. So Reckham Roy, let's see. He's here. Like Joshua Gertie watching from South Louisiana. In Debt 2RC Joe B's here. Would like to see FMS make a big Sky Raider. Yeah, that'd be cool. Ken Spouse says $4.99. Let's see. Bill Harris from BC, Columbia, BC, British Columbia, Canada, I guess. Let's see. Jordan Dell, any chance FMS releases their B25? I've been hoping to see a 1700mm B25. I've been asking for that one too, so we'll see. Let's see. And that's from Walworth Aviation. Miller Monster Air would love to see a 1700 big beautiful doll FMS. That would be nice. I'd like to see him certainly redo the 1700mm Mustang. That would be awesome. Hopefully they do that. Victor RC sadly out. Oh, he's at the dealership. Yeah, it sucks being at the dealership. Hey man, you got your phone? No, you're on board. It's good. You're here. So glad to have you here. Let's see. Maybe 8 to 10 years ago, Mikey likes it. Friends has the older version. Had some problems. It's an awesome flyer. Yeah, this is going to fly even better. I know it because it's tighter. Like the tail is completely different. The wing is tougher. So, in fact, the wing on this airplane has a welded. It has a welded T-beam, kind of like an I-beam, but it's a T-shape. It's welded steel that runs through that curve in the wing. That's why this plane is so rigid compared to a lot of the others. They really engineered it pretty well from the get-go. So. Let's see, what else do we got? Reading a couple more things here. We're 12 minutes into it. Got 70 guys. Guys are still coming in, so we'll kind of keep going. Mikey likes this is my friend. Oh yeah, I already read that. 2 minutes lag, but I'll not complain, brother. So happy Saturday. This is gonna be fun. That's from Dale RB Senior. Flanker Tanker. Good evening from the UK. We got the UK guys here. You know, one of these days when I fly across the pond in a real plane, I'm going to have to meet up with some of you guys and go fly over there. Send me some messages and see if you guys are nearby. We'll talk about that later, but yeah, let's see. Olson Aviation, I'm going to put up there again soon. Let's see. Still counting some heads. Shout outs here. Let's see. Olson Aviation. Northeast FPV, looking forward to seeing this one. I'm sure you guys are going to hopefully get one of these for some FPV video. We did some actually FPV video with the Tiger Cat, like at SEF like 2 years ago. I just haven't had a chance to release it. It's some killer video. Me and oh, why am I not remembering his name? Police officer, what's his name? He was flying the thing around, and he flew around the Tiger Cat, and we were close, man. We did some good videos. I'll launch that here soon, or whatever. Eventually, let's see. Olson Aviation, want this one? Like I said, if you guys want one, get it, order it. They won't charge your card till it ships, but I think they're going to be around, I think October 30th is kind of the rumor mill I heard. So about 2 weeks from now, they should be rolling in. So again, if you wait till it becomes available, they're going to be sold out quick, I think. So, because this is going to be a hot one. Let's see. That's a link to your original video, Rich, somebody said. I'm not sure. Yeah, if you guys want to find it and post it up here, I may even throw it up there too. It's a great flying model, this Corsair. Let's see. Yes, Lucky, you're on board here. Yep. More welcome. High Five Cub here. East England. Oh, where is it? Flanker Tanker. You're more than welcome to fly at our club. Oh, Flanker Tanker says you're more than welcome to fly at our club here in East England, Cambridgeshire, UK, RMAC. Okay, we'll talk about that maybe later on. There's not any international travel, not much going on now, but when I start getting back to flying across the pond and stuff, I got to come hang out and fly there. So let's see. Missed the FMS FW-190. I'd like to see that again. Dave's RC. Dave's in the house. Check out Dave's channel. Check out Mary Boozer's channel. Dave does a lot of giveaways and stuff, so check his stuff out. And Wesley and I are flying together a lot, so check out Mary Boozer RC. He's got cool stuff there. Northeast FPV does some real nice FPV video stuff, so check them out as well. Get the vid up. Would love to see it. Yeah, let me see if I can throw it up there. Mike Bird, again, hey, from England. Mike's a regular. Appreciate it, Mike, from England. Man, we got a lot of guys from overseas. This is awesome. I'll probably, you know, guys, I might start doing this regular then. If you guys are liking this, you know, I'm usually off on Saturdays and stuff, so maybe Saturday 2 p.m. I mean, maybe I'll make that my regular kind of show. I've been trying to settle on a time. So if you guys want to send me messages, emails, whatever, with a vote for the time you want, but I'm thinking this might be the time to do it. Let's see, 25-mile gust. Yeah, it's windy here too. Ken's spouse is saying 25-mile. We got a lot of wind here. We might have a lot tomorrow, so we're going to get this out and fly. Same thing with, I got the CJ6 back here we just did yesterday, so I'm going to get both these out at the same time and fly them. So let's see. Millionaire, don't remember who, but someone wanted to know if the MSF 2020 worked with the HOTAS. I don't know what that means. Oh, what's that, Microsoft Flight Sim? Okay, I don't know about that. Let's see. When I get in a simulator, it's moving. It's full motion. So, yeah, let's see. Please start the unboxing. Okay, we'll get that rolling, guys. Hello from Dave. Let's see. All right. Hamilton's hangar. Ken. Okay, Raven Rock is there. Hey, Rich and everyone else. That's Dustin Holloman at Raven Rock. Check him out with Jeff's Custom RC. Their show is, I think it's every Monday night, I think. Tuesday, I think it's Monday. I've been on it a couple times. They got good stuff. Dustin is also making the wing plates for the F-14 Tomcat, the free wing, to make it a little bit better. He's making the battery floor for it. He's also making, I basically just sent that to him. We're kind of working together. And he's also making the F-18 forward battery floor that supports the main gear and lets you put bigger batteries and shift them forward and back. So check out Dustin Holloman at Raven Rock and Jeff's Custom RC. And if you guys need the plates or the upgrades for that, we really didn't do it so much for the money because it's not a real profitable thing. We just did them because everybody wants them, and it makes the F-14 and the F-18 from Freewing so much better. So let's see what we got. Let's see. Want a TA-152 till looking. Let's see. Dale's. All right, we're getting ready to start this thing, folks. Let's see. Jet Tech, Don Atkins, Shay. Yeah. I talked with Shay there at Hamilton's hangar. We discussed a couple things on the phone the other day. Check him out. Hamilton's hangar, guys. He's got some good stuff on there. He's new to RC, but man, he can fly well, and he's really having fun with it. You can tell he's just having a blast with it. And hopefully we'll see you there at Jonall next year. See everybody there. Hopefully in May it happens this time. Okay, I think it's ready to start this thing. We got enough guys. 81 people. It's very good for a Saturday afternoon. Appreciate everybody coming for sure. Let me put some hat stuff away here. Let me have a little Perrier, little French drink for the future. All right, we'll get rolling here. All right, guys. I have had this thing out of the box just to look at the parts so I can kind of be a little more concise with this. It's similar to the old one, but it's really a lot newer. They've changed so many things on this. I'm going to unplug my radio that's charging up. I put a model memory in here so we can get this thing bound up and everything, but I didn't program anything, kind of like we did yesterday, so we'll kind of go through that little by little. Batteries for this thing. It's got a huge battery compartment, so you guys are going to be able to fly almost anything in here. I've got my Spectrum right here, 5000. This is the 30C pack. Let me switch my window real quick. 84 guys watching. This is probably what I might start off with, but the 50C packs, the 7000s, folks, these will fit in there easily. So any size battery, I'm going to show you this new battery compartment. It is cool as heck. It's big. If you guys got Admiral 6000s, it'll fit. If you guys got Roaring Top 5570s, I even got this 5100 80C pack. All these big packs will fit in this Corsair. So any packs you got will work. I'll mess with the CG and flying it around. I'm going to put a couple batteries over here just to kind of move them out of my way because I'm going to have to shift the airplane over here in just a little bit. But any of the big packs that you guys might have, it'll fit in there. And I'm really dying to try it. This 7000 pack will probably fly this all day long, the Spectrum Smart pack. So this is probably going to end up being my battery of choice because you can just fly it all day. Plane probably needs the nose weight and so forth. So this is my CJ6 manual. What's that doing there? That's old news. We'll get to that later. So without further delay, guys, let me switch us over. Let me switch my camera over to my build cam. And let's flip that baby over. Let's get this party started. Here we go. Let's transition. Boom. There we go. There she is, guys, all in the box. I'm going to grab here and walk over there. If you guys can see that okay, give me a thumbs up. I'm just going to walk over to where my building station is. And we'll kind of see how we can go with this whole thing. I'm going to pull. I'm with you guys. Give me a thumbs up if you got me on the second camera. You should be on there. Somebody give me a second camera note there and let me know we got the second camera. I'm going to roll this box over here real fast because this thing's pretty big and I got to get it off the table so we get this thing done. We'll go over a couple things on this. Again, the box is huge. It's so huge I can't even really get it in there. So, but I want to talk about just a couple specs. They have a couple nice pictures on the box of this thing. This is cool because they painted the engine detail this time, and we'll take a close look at all that. But some of the specs on this thing, as you guys can kind of see right here, I'm going to throw my glasses on here. We'll take a look at the motor too, because guys were asking about that. I was hoping they put the 5060 360 kV motor in there. Okay, I got from Michael Halliday, second cam looks good. All right, very good. Thank you very much. I'm hoping it was the 360, but they might have just put the 300. I don't know. But again, remember, there's more prop on this. There's more pitch, so we may not need that extra. So 80 amp ESC it's calling for. It's got a new upgraded 1811. The old one was the 1710. So we got more bite, and we got more surface area, and we got more pitch. So upgraded CNC, metal, electric shock absorbing retracts, which I have not seen except for pictures. Removable vertical stab for easy transport, although I don't think you really need to remove that. But the nice thing is you just snap it on. It's like the glider that they just came out with, the ASW 17. And then we got the upgraded larger battery compartment with a latch type canopy. The latch is awesome. It's just like the glider, like the ASW 17. So it's very nice, spring loaded and everything. Improved hinges, all submerged style hinges in this baby. Extremely detailed airframe. Bearing equipped wheels, we'll look at that. Screw together assembly. So this thing goes together fast, folks. And pre-installed ball links and push rods and all of that stuff. So another picture on the box. So let's get to it. Let me get this thing out of the way. Let me see if I can throw that box over there. All right, let me move that thing. Sorry about that, guys. All right, let me get. I'm gonna get a hat on here backwards so I can kind of sweep things back. There it is, guys. I think I either lost my instructions or or I misplaced them or something, or they didn't come in the box. But that's okay. I usually get these from the factory anyway, so I got a printout of them from my computer, and we'll look at all that stuff, and I highlighted it a little bit. But there you go, guys. That's what it looks like in the box. Let me get this thing down, and we'll split this up so we can see the two box halves and see. That's how it comes, guys, just like this. I did cut some of the tape because, like I said, I looked at this a little bit, but this is exactly how it comes when you guys get this thing. They have massively improved the finish of this thing. It used to have this kind of shiny, almost purple type paint job, but they've gone to really more of a navy. I mean, it really looks a lot better what they did to this thing. Let me throw. I got my light on here. Let me throw a light on here so I can put a little more light on the subject here. But you can kind of see the difference, and we'll compare it a little bit closer. So, but you see how nice everything is. There's, you got one wing panel in the top. Your spars like right down here, and you've got your propeller blades right here. You got hardware down here with your screws and your wing doublers, and then another wing at the top. It doesn't even fit in the frame here. So missiles are there. Spinner, prop and spinner is right here. Your main fuselage underneath. And then your vertical and horizontal surfaces up top. So let's just get everything out of there, and let's see if we can get to this thing. Like I said, I got into the tape already. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to throw this back on top just to get the parts out a little easier. We'll flip this open. Like I said, I cut the tape already. Man, this thing is beautiful. I can't wait to put this thing together to show you guys. It's just awesome what they did to this thing. I mean, we got new wing connectors. We'll look at that closely in detail here. Let me get this down on the ground here. I got two wing spars right here that come out. They're fiberglass. They're tough. I don't know. They're about 11, 12 millimeters, I'm guessing. Very, very tough. I don't think they're carbon. They're fiberglass, but they're super tough. They're really just like the old ones. That's something I don't think that really has changed because that didn't need to. You got a parts bag here. Let's pull this off of here. We got the prop blades. Nice big prop on this thing. Here, let's get this top off. Oh, man. If only we could recycle some. Here, let's see. We'll get this out of the way. All right. Missiles. You guys who've had the old one would know the missiles are already glued together. Pretty nice how they did that. I'm going to lay that down on the wing because there's really not a lot of space here. There's another set of missiles. Here's our hub. for our spinner. Here's the main hub that actually screw on with the nut and everything. So, and then we've got our tail surfaces, which I'm going to pull one out. This is really noteworthy. They did a killer job with this. Dual servos in the back now, not a single one. So big changes to this. This is actually 7 pieces of foam as opposed to just one that they used to pop it out. This is what we're going to compare and talk about. Let me kind of put this to the side. This is a big model, guys, so it's a little harder to kind of demo this. So I'm going to have to kind of get down on the ground. Actually, you want to be careful pulling this out because that can dent your wing, which I probably just did with this. So just be cautious pulling that out. It can hit your leading edge of your wing. I probably should have padded that or something, but that's okay. Let's see. We'll pull this wing out. I'm going to put this to the side so I can get all the main stuff out. Your drop tanks, these are cool. They snap on now. You just snap these in place. They snap in there. So, you know, you don't have to. In the old days, I think they were glue on or something, or I don't remember. You had to glue the pylons, but they just put the pylons on now. Here, let's get these pads out of here. And another drop tank here underneath. There's 2 drop tanks for this thing, one under each wing. And then let me pull this insert out here and get this. And you can kind of see the navy paint job that this has. Let me get that out of the way. And then here, let's pull this baby up. Really nice. And you'll notice right away, for anybody that might have had the old one, the vertical is attached here. So we don't have a situation now where, you know, that was kind of a piece that you had to stick on. Now this is all one piece. And this is plastic. This used to be foam, and it was a pain. It would break all the time. They made it plastic. So awesome. Totally awesome. So let's lay out. Let me get some foam. Let me move a little foam here. Pushing foam here. And let's get this, try to get some of these parts laid out as best as I can. It's tough to fit this in the frame, folks. I'm going to actually try to stand this up a bit. And then let me move this kind of over here, this wing. And it's not all going to be in frame, guys, because it's just, this thing is just massive how this thing is. But let me slide a couple things over here. It's probably, like I said, it's probably not all going to be in frame, but I'll get as much here as I can. I don't want all this to roll somewhere. So let's get this over here. We'll get our vertical here. Hopefully that'll be sort of in frame as best I can. It's not a perfect world. These are the missiles. I'll stick these here. I'll put a couple parts over here. A little jumbled here doing this with such a big model. But in fact, what I'll do is I'm going to pull away 1 tank and 1 set of missiles here. And I'll kind of just put them to the side because we don't need all of that stuff necessarily. But there you go, guys. That's pretty much the layout of it. I'll try to actually, you know what, let me move some of this over here. I think I have more space here now that I'm looking at it. Pull all this over a little bit more. And that is it. So let's take a look. Let's start to get into the parts on this thing. I'm trying not to let that thing rock over and ding my wing there. But here's what I want to show you. Look how nice this thing is. Let's get into close detail on this. I want to show you what this thing looks like. Now, in the old days, the old version looked like this. You can see how it's almost purple. But it was a very nice flying airplane. It flew well. Okay. But what they did was this original one here is this is 1 piece. They stamped this out of 1 piece of foam. And that's it. It literally has a foam hinge in there, which mine's lasted all these years. I pulled this off of one of my Corsairs, and it's good. I don't think I've had to revise this. I might have had to put a little foam tech in it. But then, of course, it had horns that bolted in there. Actually, this is a spare that I have. And then it had a spar running through here. So you could see this was a 1-piece pop-out. It had 2 little plastic washers there where you screwed through. And that was it. Foam hinge, 1 piece. It got the job done, but, you know, a little more flexible maybe than you'd like it. It's, you know, it is what it is. The color was weird, but it was kind of a purpley. So now let's take a look at what we got now. Look what they've done. When people do say things about the price of some of these models, this is kind of what I want to point out to everybody. That last one, the original, was a 1-piece pop-out of foam, 1 piece in a mold. Well, here's what they've done with this. This whole section right here, there's a tougher spar. I don't know if you guys can see. You should be able to see that detail. See that? It's a square carbon spar right there. And it runs the length all the way through this thing. So this is real rigid. It's very rigid. You can almost barely bend it. You can flex it a little, but it's got carbon in there. And then this front section right here, all the way across, is 1 piece. And then this is 1 piece. This delineated by this line is another piece, and then this one is another piece. So you've got actually, and these are for the hinges. as you can see when you rotate this, see the hinges? It actually has internal, you know, what you call submerged style hinges, where there's no foam hinge. You've had actual hinges with a fiberglass or a carbon rod running through the center of that, so they go around the center point. So they have to assemble this at the factory, and it's a lot of parts, where the old one, you know, was one piece they popped out. This, as far as foam pieces go, this is 7 pieces. So you've got this one piece, you've got this one, and this one, and then you got all the plastic pieces and the carbon, the rod pieces for the hinge mechanism. So you got a lot of parts here and a lot of assembly time now that you have to do. And you can see that rotates right around that center point nicely. And you can see those 3 hinges in there. It's nice they made them yellow, because it really helps me to show this to you guys how nicely they stand out. So, and of course, that's just the foam. You also have this big plastic doubler right here. Now this goes on from the top, and you screw it in this way. You've got this big plastic doubler right around here. Again, these are all, and it'll all have, you can see right down there, they're metal threads. So this locks into another plastic piece that's in there. And then when you get underneath, you've got the ball link horn. This is glued in. That's a plastic part. You've got your ball link, you've got your servos, and then you've got your servo tray, because you can unscrew these, replace the servo if you have to. But you've got a plastic tray in there, plastic tray in there, plastic cover, plastic cover. So you can see that one elevator, in the old days, the way that these things were made, you have a one piece of foam here punched out with a foam hinge. Here you've got 7 pieces of foam, I don't know, 10, 15 plastic, 20 plastic parts, and this all has to be assembled. And it's nicely engineered. I mean, this is some pretty sweet stuff. Look how nice that rotates around that hinge point. Corsairs don't really need a lot of elevator travel. They just need just a little tiny bit. So, but look at the detail on it. I mean, there's really, the finish on it is smoother. Once again, you can kind of look at kind of the sheen or the shine of the older one that was really nice for the time. It was awesome. You can kind of see the beads and things a little bit more. This is old too. This isn't really coming right out of the box. I've had this one on an airplane. So, but you can clearly see the difference between the old and the new and how nice the finish is. So just beautiful work they're doing over there at FMS. You know, it's just killer. And that's your tail on this baby, man. It's pretty darn sharp the way that they did this. And it's real impressive. It's nice to have dual servos. The old airplane had the servos up front. The canopy came off, and you had the servo rods kind of coming to the back and out the tail section, and they went to 1/2, or no, they did go to both. There were 2 rods that went all the way back, but the servo was up front, the rods went all the way back. Well, not anymore. Now we have really direct drive with dual servos here, so pretty darn slick. They kind of made them asymmetric like this, so they didn't have to have a reversed servo. That's to all of our advantage. That's why these are offset a little bit here and here. So, but that's cool, man. It makes it easy. If you have to replace a servo, you only have to order one kind that will fit both sides instead of one for the right, one for the left. It just makes parts replacement. And for them, it makes it cheaper for them because less expensive, because they don't have to stock 2 kinds of servos for the thing, just one. So super nice though. Plastic fittings, awesome. I hope you guys can get the detail. The price, I think, like I said, it's like a little more than the original, but it's well worth the extra what they've done to this thing. So this is just killer. I'm just kind of blown away. So for $500, you get a lot of airplane for this. So and then, well, let's get to our rudder, the vertical. This used to be a big bolt-on piece. I didn't have the whole thing to show you, but the whole thing actually bolted on. Well, now they've got the vertical on the fuselage already, and then to attach this, you snap it. You can see right down in there, you've got your hinges, and those snap onto 2 catches back there, which we'll look at here in a second. So you just pop it on, just like the ASW-17 glider. Same deal. And we have a really nice ball link glued in place, nice horn. Again, nice finish all the way. Look at this. I'm trying to show you guys as best I can, seeing any beads. It's almost impossible to see the beads. You can see them a little bit, but man, the finish is nice. The sticker application is really good. So, and we'll get this together pretty quick here for everybody. And then let's get out one of these wings. This is a little massive, folks. I chose this one because this one's got the pitot tube on it. There's a whole bunch of changes they did to this thing. I mean, I almost don't know where to begin on this. This leading edge right here, this scoop right here, let me see if I can maneuver this. It's a big plane, folks, so kind of bear with me here a little bit. You can see this little seam along here. This section used to be a Lexan part that was stuck on there. And you know, for the time it was good, but a little cheesy. It'd be nice if they'd upgraded it, and sure enough, they did. They took this massive, really nice plastic molding. They made this all. This is all foam here, because it's a big enough piece you can make it out of foam. But you can see they molded in a really nice plastic part in there for detail. I don't know what that is on a full-scale Corsair. I think it's either an oil cooler. I don't think there was air cooling on a radial, or sorry, water cooling on a radiator. I'm not sure, but that might be an oil cooler intake. If somebody wants to throw, RC Addict says, hello, RC Informer. Yeah, I see you. 147 watching, guys. It's a record. I appreciate that. Thank you guys very much. A lot of people out here to see this one. And then they also put an exhaust plastic piece kind of right down here, just for the detail of it. The old one I don't think had that. So really nice detail. And then back to the front of this thing, they made a nice lens for this with a Cree light. Now I noticed that my light is kind of, it wasn't quite mounted center to point straight. It's kind of hanging off. So later I'll probably peel this plastic lens off, which you can do very easily. And I'll use the wiring here. I'll straighten that out so it's pointing straight through. Very small blemish, you know, not a big deal. It's no doubt a one-off on mine, probably. The rest of them are probably straight, or some are, some aren't. So, but it's easy to adjust that Cree light if it's off, and you can see it's kind of hanging there. So somebody on the assembly line kind of pulled the wire too much, and it's kind of at an angle. So nothing that you can't fix real easy, you know, just this way. Also, you can see this little line right across here, maybe. Those are the gun ports. That used to be a Lexan part too. That was kind of crappy. And look what they did to it. They made it out of foam. They just made it nice, so it's nice and smooth. It's not a plastic part. And then you get down here to your end of your wing. Check this out. A screw-on pitot tube, man. That you don't. The old one you had to glue onto the underside of this, and it stuck out, and I just kept breaking it all the time. I'll probably break this one too, but at least now I can unscrew it for transport with brass threads, man. I mean, it just doesn't get any better than this, and that's why FMS, man, is kind of the leader of this stuff. You know, everybody makes good airplanes. FMS makes great airplanes. They just one up everything that's out there, and that's kind of nice because the competition is good for all of us, with all these companies competing to make us really nice stuff, and we benefit from it. So nice lens. They listened to me. I had asked them a long time ago, can you really start painting the outside of these lenses? Just give them some color. So if you don't see the glue underneath here, and it looks like a nice finished lens. So I'm real glad they finally did this on this airplane. It was worthy of it. Oh, and another thing I want to point out without dropping this, I noticed earlier on this like little spar slot right here, and I think there's a diagonal spar that runs all the way across. I don't know if the old one had this or not, but it runs all the way across, I think all the way down to here somewhere. So again, a diagonal spar brace. There's another spar. The pockets run here all the way across. And then the main spar, there's a huge one down in there. Actually, I don't know. You might be able to see that. Actually, let me see if yeah, here. I'm going to get down into there. Actually, let me flip the wing around. That right there is a steel, if I'm not mistaken, a T-beam in there. It is a piece of steel with a, that's just the vertical side. There's a flat one that runs this way on the other side of it. So it's a welded T-beam spar in there. So it's pretty impressive how tough that is. And you can see the detail of the wing. The servos, new servos in there. These are 17-gram servos in there, so digital, I'm pretty sure. So nice, big, powerful servos all the way around. Let's look at the detail on the wing. Lots of panel lines, all sorts of stuff on there. Very nice. And yeah, just really cool. Let me see where else I can get to here, and we'll talk about. Oh, and also the original airplane. You know, just like the tail, okay, I don't have the wing of the original here because it's just too much to have. Just like these were foam style hinges originally, all these were foam style hinges originally, but now look what we got. I'm going to flip it around. Here's what they did. They went ahead and they made, which I'm going to open up here. You can see in there, let's see if I can get that yellow. Yeah, you see the orange actually. Hinge, 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 hinge. All of these neon hinges in there. So these are all, you know, submerged style hinges that move about a center point. There's no more foam hinges on this. And that's for the ailerons. That's for the flat panels. You can see how nicely these things will move. In fact, let me extend these a little bit. I don't want to move them too much, but yeah, what the heck. And then you can see the hinge work on here. There's your orange hinge, 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 and hinge. So lots of hinges on this thing that make this, you know, a submerged style, really nice Corsair hinge. So really impressive. These two are linked together by a new assembly. They changed that as well. And you can see here with the entire wing, the way that this is, everything is kind of submerged. That would be full span, but this doesn't have full span flaps. It's got 3 flap segments per wing, so but really, really nice. Super big ball links, very tough. So in the old days, once again, like this thing was probably all a one-piece wing, you know, when they came out with the mold, mostly one piece. But now this is one main piece. This is a foam part, and this is a foam part for the hinge. This is a foam part for the aileron. This is a foam piece that runs all the way across here. This is a foam part, that's a 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 part. So you've got one main foam wing piece, probably top and bottom. They may have even glued those together. This is for the missiles that you unscrew this and you replace with that missile stack if you want to fly with missiles. But you've got the one-piece wing, you've got this, and that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 13 for this, and then probably a couple other parts around. Some of these are probably, like this is a separate piece of foam actually right here. So you're talking like 17 to 20 pieces of foam to assemble at the factory and make this wing, where in the old days it was like one piece pop out. So super impressive. The old airplane also, and here, let me grab a drop tank here. There's how your drop tank installs. I kind of don't like the way that they glued this on. I may find a way later to cut this pylon off. I'm going to leave it for now, but I may find a way to cut that off and attach it to this so I can secure this on so the pylons aren't hanging down, but they're not that big of a deal really. But this is it, guys. This is how you secure them. You pop those in place and you pull it back, and that's it. You got your drop tank on. So you can fly with it. You can fly without it if you want to. And you know, that's it. It's awesome. It's just so simple the way that they did this. And then let me unlatch this thing. Let me pull this thing off real quick so I can get it off of there. There we go. So it'll stay on there for sure. And then here, let's get to a couple other things I wanted to talk about here. Let's flip this around. Oh, and here we go. Finally, guys, new wing plugins for this. Now they stuck this in here just to make it a little easier, but they've got these you know, serial connectors and stuff. So everything runs through here. Your landing gear, your flaps, your ailerons, your lights. This is the one wire that goes up through the fuselage. There's a hole in the underside that we'll look at. And that connects everything. So it's really nice. It's set up nice. You've got these 2 big receiver tubes in here for your spars that'll fit in there real nice. And that's it for your connections. They had this wicked crazy box that they had before, junction boxes, that was subject to problems. You had to use foam tack or contact cement to isolate them a little bit and keep them from moving around. But you know, sometimes you would have fatigue of the solder joints, and it would cause wing problems and stuff. I actually lost one that way, but once you isolate them, they're fine. But this is nice because now you don't have to mess with it. These just plug right in. Everything should be connected in here. You've got screws. I haven't been in here, but there's screws here clearly that you can pull this panel off, and if you need to get in there and change a servo lead or something, you can. So awesome wing. I mean, look at the detail on this thing. Let me see if I can change my light. Yeah, I can adjust my lighting so it can get a little darker kind of color. I can go to bright to, yeah, let me go middle. But you can see here, yeah, that's without the light. That's with my light, so I can kind of adjust it either way. Let me know what's good. But look at the paneling on that. Look at the detail. Look at the panel lines, and just awesome. I love the light lens cover that they painted, which is super, super awesome. They did that, so very slick, folks. Oh, and then let's look. Oh, I forgot. Let's look. I'm going to open this up. We're going to retract this. I can't really get these open quite so much right now because I don't have it powered up. I've got to power it up to really get this out of here, but I might be able to kind of get a sneak peek there. There's the all aluminum retractable gear there. I don't want to break it, so I want to be careful pulling that out of there. But yeah, they're machined aluminum. Look at that. There's the anti-rotation link, all aluminum, folks. So we're gonna get in there. Stay on board, folks, because we're gonna drop those here once we get this together. And once again, the missiles, just to show you again real quick for those of you who maybe haven't seen this before, you can fly this plane clean, but if you want to put missiles on it, the missiles just replace this panel. So all you have to do is remove one screw here, pull this rectangular panel out, and then this rectangular panel just slides in its place, and then you put one screw in there, and then your missiles are under your wings. They're attached. So That's how simple of an attachment it is. That's how it's always been, only in the old days, this wasn't glued together, and the foam was always warped, and it was kind of junky, but now they got it all assembled for you. It's not warped. It's nice and smooth, and it goes in there. So, you know, much improvement on even the little things like the missiles as well. So let's get this down, and let's get the main part out. Let's get the fuselage out and really take a look. I usually show this first, but I decided kind of to save it for last here, and let's get this out of here. So let's show this. This is awesome. I will try to. Planet CEO says, ha ha ha, you folks can't resist. Yeah, let's see. Asians are laughing at U.S. buyers. Yeah, not really. I mean, you know, why would you say something like that? What the heck? What's up with that? I'm looking. I'm taking a break here, guys. I'm looking right here at the at my monitor here just to kind of talk with people. What is this? I saw the car. That's great. Ray's on board. Gooniac 33. He's got the best afterburners around. Check them out. What is who is this Planet CEO? ARFPRO. Check it out. I don't know what that's about. All right, guys, let's keep it civil. One bad landing goes to pile of trash. Planet CEO. You always have somebody who's a little upset about stuff. Foamy, they figured out to make junk up and stuff. Yeah, guys, I'd keep him kind of out of the thing. You know, some people have some issues and stuff. Hey, Planet CEO guy, wherever you're at, you know, balsa is good, yeah. But why don't you go watch my video on this plane flying, and then get back to me, okay? Because it's foam is awesome, man. So it makes it very affordable, and they're making nice stuff over there. Let's see. So let's see what we got. Rich, you need some mods to clear out this troll. Yeah, well, that's all right. Let's let him keep. Hey, man, if somebody's bad-mouthing or saying something, man, the best thing to do, I'm staring at my screen right now. The best thing to do is just let him talk, okay? Just let him keep, you know, he'll exhaust himself, because, you know, when people say things like that, they kind of, their true colors come out, and, you know, you get, hey, Panetric brothers are here. Petrinic brothers, sorry. Big salute to all you having fun here. All right, excellent. Pilot Robert. 156 watching. Appreciate it, guys. All right, let's get on to this thing. Enough noise from that guy, from that character. But check this out, man. There's the motor detail. I believe it's the same motor detail. They might have made a couple changes, but they painted it this time around, so it's really nice. You got some good painted engine detail. Cowling comes off really nicely. If you guys watch my original video, I stuck like 10 ounces of weight in the nose of this thing to balance the plane out. It flew beautifully. So I don't know if there's weight in this or not, but we'll see. Screw here, screw underneath, and one on the other side. And that is here. I'm just trying to maneuver this darn thing here. And that's how you get the thing off. There's your big motor. There's your hex drive right on there on the prop drive. There's my cat running around. But look at the rivet detail. Look at that. Very much the same as before, but just a nicer fit and a nicer finish to everything. They kind of revamped clearly all of their tooling because everything fits well together. Nicer fit, nicer finish all the way around. Nice exhaust stack sticking out of there. They colorized. They changed the color of the pipe sticking out. So very nice detail. I mean, look at the thing. Look how nice they did with this thing. Both sides, very cool. Nice exhaust stacks. And I'll get to the bottom. Bottom's probably the least interesting part. But there's your pass-through right there for your two wires. And again, you only got those two wires, one there and one on the other wing, you know, to go through the underside there. And then 4 screws. These are brand new. These are 5mm metric machine screws, receivers. So there's 2 there. There's 2 there. That's all you need for your screw, for get your wing on. It's just 4 screws. And they're metric socket heads now. They used to be these big bolts that were huge. These are still big, but they're now a little more refined, a little more metric. They're metric, I think, instead of, well, actually, I think they weren't metric, but they were just these huge, like, honking bolts. So now they're kind of a little nicer. We'll look at that and you'll see what I'm talking about. Of course, they changed the canopy. We'll talk about that here in a second. I do have one complaint. This guy is pink. Okay, I already sent a message off to the factory, and I'm like, man, the dude is pink in there. You know, he's either been suntanning or whatever. I don't know. Or he's got hypoxia or something. But they should have used a little more of a skin color there. So, but anyway, I let the factory know it's the same pilot that's always been in there. You know, they haven't changed him any. I don't know. The instrument panel might be new, but it's a nice instrument panel they got in there. But they went from this whole thing coming off to just the hatch cover right here, and we'll talk about all that. The antennas are already on it. The old one, you had to glue these on. This one, I think this one and this one. So these are already applied. We've got this nice navy Jacksonville paint job on this deal. They changed the cooling holes. I think one of the old ones was here, and they went back to here because they had a screwy hatch mechanism that you had to get into the retract. They did away with all that stuff. So now we no longer have the exit tubes coming out of here for your rudder. The rudder had an exit tube or something coming out of here. Elevator had 2 exit tubes coming out of here. You don't have any of that because it's all attached to the elevator already. And then they kind of refined this tail section. So you've got a retractable tail wheel, steerable tail wheel, all this stuff. So this goes beyond, I think, where the Flightline model went. The Flightline model didn't have doors back here, and I was like, why? It's a 1600. You ought to put them. So this one kind of goes where, you know, probably they should have gone with that. And I really like, FMS always had doors, but they shortened them a little bit. So they used to be a lot longer, and they probably function a lot better. There's a little trapeze mechanism in there to make this thing move around. And that's it. That's the tail wheels all in there. I think it's the same strut, but they've just changed it a lot. So you get to your vertical here, which is attached. In the old plane, it was not attached. So separate servo box here with your horn there. And then once again, folks, plastic. Thank you, FMS. This thing used to be made of foam, and it was a pain in the butt because you would just ding it, and I was repainting it. And I'm going to show you all another side of it here. We'll put, I'm going to put this on the ground here. Yeah, look at this thing. Here, I'm going to even zoom in just so you guys can see it. Yeah, it's a plastic part now. It's not foam sticking out. I always break that stupid thing off. So, yeah, man, they got it. They got it right where it counts, man. That's exactly where we needed the revision, and we'll see there. You can see that's what it looks like. You know, it's a nice plastic cap, so we can't bust that thing anymore. So, hats off to FMS. Nice job. Very good. And then here's the hinges right here. You can see how these are just like the ASW17, the FMS glider. There's hinges here, so you pop your rudder right on here. So, and then we've got this nice plastic fitting right here. Actually, let me unzoom here for 1 second. Let me get this out. This is tougher dealing with a big model here. So let me get this pulled up here a little bit. And you can see this is all a plastic fitting. I can't point at it, but look how big that thing is. I mean, and that's where your elevator goes in. 3 screws put your elevator in first. You got your 2 connections for your elevator right there. And then you snap your rudder into those 2 channels, those 2 things. And that's it. Your tail's on. You put your vertical push rod on and you're done. So super nice. They killed it with this thing. I love the assembly of this. It's so simple, just screws, no glue. And then here's the big part, guys, the canopy. They really did a big change to this, and the battery hatch in the canopy area. Let me pull the old one out here. You guys can see this for comparison. This was the old one. You had to take the whole darn canopy off, and you can see the color difference too. It's blue, this like shiny thing. This one's beat up a bit, but pilot color, see, he's a little bit better there. He's more skin color. So hopefully they'll order the right color paint next time they do a production run on this. But anyway, that's a little thing. But you can see the difference in this, and you can see what they did now. Now we've got this spring-loaded, just like the ASW17. Boom. It springs open. There's actually a spring catch in there, and you can see that when you press this, not only does it release the lock, but this little pin moves upward, and that's how it's spring-loaded. So really the best canopy or latch around I've seen. They got rid of the tape. FMS is using this on a lot of airplanes. This is the way to go. So they did a beautiful job with making a nice canopy and a nice latch mechanism for this whole thing. And it opens the right way. And you can see, again, I can't even see this. Hang on a second. Let me turn the camera. You can see the difference in the 2 of these. This way. Here we go. You can see what they did. So this one used to tongue and groove in the back, and then it used to pop in the front with this little piece of tape. So you can see how nice of a job they did making this thing so much nicer. And then there you go. There's your battery compartment area. It's nice and big. Our battery can go forward in there all the way up against that motor mount. I might put some pads against that area right there later. We'll talk about that during the flight demo. I might put a pad down there, like a furniture pad or something, just to make that a little bit, just so when the battery goes forward, it's not against something hard, because it can kind of damage the battery if you do that. I don't think there'll be a problem with this, but that way, if you put something soft there, it won't be an issue. And then that's it. You got right here, this is your, I believe, your landing gear control. Yeah, that's your gear. So all your gear is plugged in. All you got to do is plug this in your gear channel. You have these 4 right here that come off the main board. You've got aileron, rudder, flap, and you got elevator. So they're all meant to be put in directly. The elevator and rudder all plug into here. Probably what I'm going to do as we get this together, I'll show you. I'm probably going to bypass the board for the elevator and probably the rudder. So probably wherever they are, we'll talk about that. Yeah, the elevator and the rudder, I'm probably going to bypass. Like these two, I'm not even going to connect to the receiver. I'm just going to plug probably these 2, aileron and flap, because those come up through the bottom, and then we plug those 2 serial lines in there. And then the rudder and elevator, I will probably split those for the tail wheel of the rudder. I'll split those up because this board acts as a Y harness basically for the rudder. So I'm going to remove both of these out of that board, and I'm going to run the rudder to the rudder, and I'm going to run the tail wheel to an aux channel and mix it for just better ground handling. You can set it up on a trim knob. And then the elevator, rather than run through the board, which you can do, all this stuff you can plug in. You can plug all of these into the receiver and just go, and you'll be good. You don't have to think about it. But anytime I can bypass a board of any kind, you know, like the Free-Wing Blue Box, if you can get past that, just to get another thing out of the system, you know, like Scotty says, you know, the more you overtake the plumbing, the easier it is to stop up the drain. So you know what I mean? If you can get past or just eliminate some board or some connection from something, you eliminate possibly future trouble. So this elevator wire, if it's long enough, I think it is, I will probably plug this straight into the receiver, and just because otherwise it just goes into this board, it goes through the board, it goes through this wire and plugs in. If I need it for the distance, I will do it, but otherwise I probably will just plug this direct to the receiver, stick the receiver here. We'll talk about that when we get it set up. So, but you can see big battery compartment. We have an a XT60, which is weird, but you know, you can use that with a jumper, with a adapter, or you can you know, just desolder this and put a I wish they put an IC or an EC5 on their connector. So we'll mess with that later. I got an adapter here for the purposes of the review here. So, and then your battery straps are in there. They give you your Velcro right here, and I peeled it partially away already. So you have your Velcro you can attach to your battery. So, you know, you can undo that. Both halves are right here. So use your Velcro. I'm going to use the shelf liner trick that I usually use. So we'll talk about that. I'll peel that off and put the shelf liner in there. And then you got your throttle line here. And I think that's about it. Let me zoom down in there. They did a nice job with this board. Everything's real nice. This is all new. From you guys who've had the older Corsair, this whole system is new. And you can put a huge honking battery. And again, I think probably the battery of choice for this thing for extended flying time is going to be this 7000 SPEKTRUM Smart 30C, because this fits in there all day long, easy. So, and you can just fly a long, long time. And I'm suspecting this plane will probably want the nose weight in it to fly better. So the wing is huge, big high lift. Here, let's zoom in down on there. You can see the motor mount in there. Really nice, robust mount, all new. So fully redesigned this whole thing. Lots of space in here to do all kinds of stuff with. So anyway, I think that's about it, guys. I think we got most of the hatch work and most of the reviewing here done. We'll talk about, let me snap that together. Let's get this down. Beautiful fuselage, though. Man, they're killing it. FMS has, no doubt, the nicest Corsair now. Foam Corsair, I should say, on the market. So, again, your nice fiberglass tubes. Let's take a look at the hub and the spinner. I'm going to kind of here move my little display or my little thing down here. Let me slide this over. This is my Harbor Freight advertisement. I wish I had some affiliate marketing with them, but there you go, guys. That's my Harbor Freight. I use this how I build something. It's a magnetic thing. You can get these free with a coupon in Model Aircraft or Model Aviation News or whatever, or Model Aviation Magazine. They usually have a free one like that. So when you got metal parts, you can kind of throw them in there. But there's our hub, newly redesigned. It just snaps together like that. And of course, it's got an aluminum backplate in it now, which is kind of nice. That aluminum backplate, let me stick this in here. Here's your prop nut. Very similar, or actually probably exactly the same as the old one. In fact, let me pull out that bag too. There's these two bags. This one's all props and stickers, you know. And then this one here, get this thing out of here. 182 guys watching. It's another record. You guys are breaking records for me today. Really appreciate that, guys. We're hitting 20,000 subscribers here real soon. So, but these are your doublers for your wings. These fit perfectly the way that they have these things fitting on there. Really nice. I think these are upgraded from the old ones. I don't totally remember how the old ones went on. They were similar, but man, these are killer. I mean, these are just a beautiful fit and finish. Very nicely made parts. Let me drop those down there. And then let's get all this out because this is part of the prop stuff in here. I'll get this bag out of here. Here is your really nice pitot tube that screws on. This is awesome. I mean, this is probably the nicest quality one I think I've seen. Just super awesome. So you can unscrew it for transport, stick it in the canopy area, battery compartment area when you're transporting, so hopefully you don't break it off. And if you do break it or bend it, in fact, the first time you hit it, you'll probably bend it. You can just kind of bend it back, but you can unscrew it and get another one, screw another one in or whatever. So nice job, FMS. Top marks there. And then here we go, guys. Here's the hub. Let me throw these screws in there. This is the hub, the back plate for this deal. So that just fits right in there. Your screws go through. It looks like you put the prop on there, put one screw on through it, and then you put this on, and then you put the other screws through there. So real nice. I mean, geez, we're backed up with some aluminum too, and not just plastic. Or that is aluminum, I think, isn't it? Yeah. Or is that steel? No, I think it's aluminum. It's just a thick, kind of a heavy grade aluminum. So all threaded. These are all threaded and tapped, as you can see, all in there. So really nice spinner, folks. Nice spinner hub. Goes together well. Let me get that on there, and then this will go down right on top. This is FMS has always made the best spinner and prop hub adapters around. Period. They just come. You can take your prop on and off easy with a big turning nut like that. Very simple. Great design. Probably the best. And in fact, here's your other screws that are in here with your washer, because you do put. Let me pull. Actually, you know what? I'm going to dump these into my magnetic tray. Let's get all those in there. And then we'll dump all these too. These are the main wing screws I was talking about. See how nice these are? These are all, I think they're 5mm metrics. So let me take these out of here. I'm going to just dump these in the tray. Again, I'm putting them in a magnetic tray so I don't lose them. So if you do this is the way to roll, man. And it seems to work pretty good on the live videos too. So, but yeah, here's how your prop's going to go on like that. You can put this on. Then your nut is going to go on. I think these are pretty much the same as the old one. And then that's going to hold your prop on, and then this goes on over top. So best design in the industry, period, hands down. Can't beat it. And then you got all your sockets, your 3mm, machine screws with your 2mm driver up there. I don't know what these are. These are probably 2.5 or 3mm, maybe 3.5. But we'll mess with it. I got the Allen wrench for it, hopefully. So, but that's it for the parts, folks. And then we'll get on really quick here. I think we've shown all the parts, really, except for the manual. A couple things in here. I'll go over real fast here. Let me try my light here. Let me see. Can I change the color? Is that better or worse? Probably better this way. Probably colder. Let's see. Real simple stuff here. We'll get to the middle, or this section here. 1700mm, as we know. 69, 64.9. So basically 67-inch wingspan. Same dimensions as the old one. 53 inches long. They're showing a 300 kV motor. We'll unscrew the cowling to take a look in there and see for sure what they did put in there. And, we'll talk about that in flight demo, see how it performs. My old one performed fine with 300, but even though I put a 360 later, it was still fine. All your servos are here, 17 gram, eight 17-gram plastic gear servos, two 17-gram metal gears. That might be for the elevator, I think. I'm not sure. And then two 9-gram plastic servos, and then there's your battery, 5,000 to 6,000. But really, whatever you can fit in there, this plane will carry it for sure. All the parts we talked about are right here. There we go. So really concise. Again, no gluing. And then this is your build. You slide your wings together, although we're probably going to do this last because I can't maneuver the plane as well once I get the wings together. So we'll probably do the tail first. But you can see you slide those two together. They fit like a glove, way better than even the older ones did. And then you've got your serial connector there for your wings, for your two halves, for your aileron, your gear, flaps, lights, that kind of stuff. There's your 4 screws. There's your doublers we just talked about. These babies right here. There's just 2 of them. One on the front, one on the back. It's just that simple. And then the 4 screws go in, and that's it. So wings on, and then the tail, which is what we're going to do first. I think you can see how that fits in. Just slips right in. 3 screws right here. I'll get it right close there. 3 screws to get that elevator. That's the nicest elevator assembly. This is the nicest improvement on this model I can actually think of. It's just awesome. And then once that's on, there's your rudder. Snaps in place. You do that second. And then you can snap it off to get it off of there, apparently. So, and that's how you get your elevator off. So nice. We'll see how this fit and finish goes together. And then you got your rod for your rudder. So real simple. There's your screw-on pitot. We'll do that last. Probably want to get to the bench so I don't break it off moving it over there. And then your prop. So you put your back plate on first, your aluminum plate with this, the back plate and the aluminum plate. Put your screws through there, your 20 millimeters. And then once that's done, actually that's going to make my assemble easily. I thought I was going to have to do this on a table for you guys, but I think I can just do it outright here. And then you put your top plate on and 4 more screws that are 26 millimeters, and that's really it. Then again, your prop hub goes on. Although the whole thing goes on with your washer, your nut, and then your main hub nut there. So, and that's it. Throw your battery in, good to go. Let me see if my zoom is right here. Let's flip through here. This talks about direction of the flight controls. Of course, you want them all going the right way. Elevator, aileron, rudder, rates. We'll talk about that during the flight when we get that going. I don't remember if there was elevator or flat mixing in this, but we'll talk about that again during the flight. So I'll look at my old program for my old plane. This shows all of the horns on the outer hole of the arms. I don't know if that's going to actually be true or not. I know you don't want the elevator moving too much on a Corsair, so we'll talk about that again during the flight demo. This shows 115 to 125 on the CG. If I remember correctly, I was using like 100. Like they called for 120 in the old plane. Maybe they got some more weight. I don't know. We'll mess with this during the flight. I'll talk about this during the flight. That's usually kind of critical. I remember trying to do it at 120 at the time. The plane was almost, it was very pitch sensitive, so I had to shift the CG forward, and then it flew beautifully. But we'll talk about this again, but they show 115 to 125. That's, again, more of a flight demo type thing we'll get into and all that. And then that's it. This is my photocopied version, so this is all your ESC programming stuff, and then the rest of it is like German, Chinese, and all the other languages. So, all right, guys, with that I'm going to take 1 minute break. I'm still on with y'all. And 177 watch it with 63 likes. Awesome, man. Thank you, Ken, for noticing that. I'm looking at my screen. I'm taking a drink. Shadow Ops, RCINFORMER, anybody else? Any rumors that they'll do any upgrades to the 1400? That'd be nice. Yeah, I don't know. They might. Well, I can tell you this. Anything new they're going to put out, they are definitely going to upgrade. They may remake some of the older stuff just as is, but, anything new version that comes out, it's probably going to be totally updated. So they're not going to kind of fool around. Let me take a quick drink here. 184 watching. You guys rule. Quick drink from my FMS cup. All right. All right, I got y'all on here. Let's see. All right, I'm going back and looking at a couple of comments here really fast. Let's see. Let's see. Holy cow, the airplane tail hanging grill. Yeah, awesome. All right. Okay, guys, let me get the stand going here. Let me move a couple things. I'm going to walk over here and get some wings out of the way here. I'll get my my handy dandy FMS stand. And once again, you guys, if you guys want to get an FMS stand, they are the best stands around. I use them at the field. I use them at the house. If you have them at the field, just be careful the wind doesn't knock them over, but they're ideal for almost any model. So here's what I'm going to pull up. I got the link, I think, in the description below this video. If you guys want to get one of these stands, it is by far the finest thing out there. If you can grab one, I remember correctly, in US, they're $60. But man, they're nice. It's got, here, I'll show it to you up close. This thing turns, and then it's got these really nice positive locking teeth here that you can adjust. And then you can go flat with it and tighten it. And then that's how you transport it. It's all aluminum. You tighten that up a little bit. You can see how that is. Very nice stand. And then it attaches right here. I lost one screw here. One came out, but you can see how nice. It's all machined aluminum, nice pads here. You can get these at Horizon Hobby. I think they come in the red like this. I think they call it rose or something. But it also comes in gold and silver. But I use this thing everywhere. This is like the best thing out there for putting your airplanes up. So let me readjust here. Let's see if I can get that a little flatter or a little taller. Let's see. I'll get that down there. And let's get the tail on this thing first. And actually, you know what? I think you guys want to see the motor, so let's do that. Maybe do that real quick. Let me just see if I can pull the motor off real quick, the cowling, and let's see Let's see how that looks. Let me see if I can get in on that. There she blows. All right, let's see. Let me grab screwdriver here. They used to have thicker screws here. They use actually a smaller screw now. So let me see how this comes out. This would be a good test to see how much easier. Let me turn the camera a little bit. I'll get in a little closer here so you guys can see. Let me unscrew that. I don't know if that's self-tapping or machine. The old ones, it's kind of funny. The old ones used to be machine, but you never really needed to remove them very much. That's the funny thing. So here, I'm reaching over here. Sorry, guys. Let me flip this. Try not to break the antennas off. There's some antennas on the top of the plane. All right, let me undo this one here. Because I just want to see what the motor is for sure. You know, what they really put in this one. Because the spec sheet I saw on the FMS site, it showed that the 360 kV was going in this. But, you know, but here's the deal. Even if it has the 300 kV, I think it's going to be more powerful because of the bigger prop and more pitch in it and all that stuff. And then worst case scenario, you know, you can order a 360 kV motor and throw it in there. It's the same exact case size. So, you know, it really shouldn't be a problem. So let's see if we can pry this off. It should come off easy. Yeah, very nice. They're self-tapping on this one. So no weights up there. If you guys ever watched my original video on this, I had weights like 10 ounces all the way around it because it just needed the nose weight. I don't think we're going to need it now because of the CG. But again, we'll do that during the flight demo. This is a rugged piece of plastic, by the way. This is no joke. This is not Lexan. This is, I think, probably the original mold, maybe with some tweaking to it, but it's awesome. Good intake here for the speed controller and all that stuff. So, all right. Survey says, what's the verdict on this deal? All right, let's see what we got. It looks like we got the 300 in there. So, just so this will kind of dispel any rumors, it looks like they're putting the the 50, 60, 300 kV. So it is the 300. It's the newest and latest version. In fact, what I'm going to do is show you this thing up front so you can see how massive, hang on, let me back off the zoom here a little, sorry. You can see how massive that mount is. Very nicely engineered mount. They improved all of this stuff. This whole thing is brand new. Very clean motor. FMS has their own motor factory, so they make their own motors. They don't really sub them out. They make their own, so they have the best stuff around. And then down there, you can see your speed controller. All the wires are connected. Sometimes it's always good, too, when you get a new plane like this. If you feel like it, it's not a bad idea to pull these open and make sure that these connections are well seated because during transport, they can kind of slide out a little bit. And FMS usually tapes them. And you notice they're using this filament tape with the straps through it because it's tough. And you just want to make sure they're seated and everything. It looks like they are. Sometimes if you try and power up a brand new airplane, and it's not powering up or it's making a beeping sound or you don't know what's going on, probably one of these wires pulled out. That's a pretty common thing I've seen happen on occasion. So Joey's always check those out. But that's it, guys. We've answered your question. It is 300 kV, and we'll see how it does. Like I said, they put more prop on it. It's got more surface area. It's bigger. It went from a 1710, and they went to an 1811. So we've got more pitch and more surface. So it should pull harder. And then probably what I'll do to tweak it for you guys a little bit during the demo, if I feel like it needs it or something, I'll bump my speed controller up to a higher timing, okay? And that gives you a little boost on the speed controller a little bit. So get a little more speed out of the prop. You want to be careful not to strip these when you're turning them because they can strip. These are self-tapping. It's funny because, like I said, they used to be machined. But they went over to self-tapping, which is fine. I would like to have seen them stay machine on these, but yeah, you didn't remove the cowl that much. I mean, it stayed on, so it doesn't really matter. Mostly you want a machine screw for something that you may remove a lot, you know. So, and this isn't really one of those things, so this gets the job done. So, all right, let's get this last one in there. And let's see. Get that in place. Get that to line up. All right, let's see. Get that to tab. Why is that not going in there? I just got to push it in a little way. It just wasn't lined up. Beautiful cowling, though. Holy smokes. This thing fits fantastic. Very nice. Very nicely engineered, all of this stuff. Let me get that, line that up. Man, this is like a 10-year-old screwdriver I'm using. I use this thing for everything. All right, there we go. It's going in there. I can feel it tightening now, yeah. Got to be careful not to strip plastic. It's real easy to strip plastic. So, yeah, that's nice and tight. Good. Very good. Okay. Now, let's get the tail on this baby. get some tail, put it on there. Let's see what we got. All right, let's see. Let's get, let me maneuver this. I got to move some parts, guys, because there's lots of big parts everywhere. Let me put that over there. I got my rudder. I'll put that right up there. And let's maneuver here. Grab some spar here. We'll put that over there. Grab the tail here. All right, guys, I'm on the ground for you here. I'm working. Let's see. Let's slide this over. That's the name of the game, though. Like I said, a lot of other guys, they film this stuff with everybody in the background, and you can't see enough. You know, you really can't get the detail you need. So I film it like this. I hope you guys like it this way. Let me know, comment on it and stuff, because you know, this is the best way for me, you know, to show you guys the real detail of this and how it goes together. Otherwise, I don't get anything out of, you know, other videos I see where guys are so far away from the plane you can't see anything. So anyway, Shadow Op says another reason I stay with FMS is their quality, and this new bird knocks it out of the park with all of the well thought out upgrades. Yes. One of these days, guys, I'm probably going to put a video out of some of the early stuff I did with FMS on the sort of consulting level, where you guys can see some of the upgrades and things that we kind of help the factory out with. It's real nice working with the FMS guys, because they like it when, you know, when I show them, well, they don't like it, but they're happy with it when I show them kind of issues and kind of problems I've had and ways of fixing it, and because they make it better, man. That's the thing I like about FMS, man, is they're always trying to make it better. Usually when I send them something, they're going, yeah, we'll give it to the engineer. We're going to send it over to the engineers and have them check this out. And a lot of times they'll change it. So they're very cool about that. Okay, we got 2 elevator wires. Again, folks, I will often tighten these up, like I talked about yesterday with a hobby knife. You know, I'll go and I'll press these in just to make them a little tighter. You know, I have that in some of the other videos, but just kind of save time. You don't have to do that. It just makes the connection a little tighter, especially if you plug it in and it seems kind of loose. Couple things to note here. They're really killing it. Horizon's doing this too. You know, they're putting these connectors on with these little clips. So, man, it locks them into place. It's so nice, because I'm usually taping these in case, you know, at the fuselage end, I pull on it or something. I pull it like this way, and I end up tugging this. I don't want this to come apart. Well, now we don't have to tape it. They did such a nice job with, you know, giving us these nice connectors. So what I'm going to do is kind of dangle this. I don't have a spare hand to do this with, so I'm going to just kind of leave that there, and I'm going to plug in one. Try to get the correct polarity this time. Let's see. Get that on, and bam, those snap into place. Just awesome. I'm just impressed. They're using nicer quality materials. Again, this plane isn't really even that much more expensive than the original version of it. It's like 20, 30, maybe $50 more, but man, it's worth it. They've vastly improved this plane. It's just awesome. So, all right, we got those connected. You gotta like that. That's about the nicest that you know, you can go together without having to use any tape or anything. It's just killer. So I'm gonna tuck those wires. Let me see if I can get the angle here right, so we can kind of see down in there for everybody. What's in? I'm kind of getting off camera. Sorry about that. Let me zoom out here. Sorry, guys. Let me pan out here a little bit. There we go. Adjust the angle there. There we go. I think we're back in business now. Got to remember, I got guys watching. Let's see. Yeah, this all looks good. Let me stick my head in there real fast. There we go. Just get the wires down in there. Make sure they're tucked in. And I think we're good. I think that should slide in there. And then once you get that thing, once you get those down in there, you can see this center channel. I haven't done this yet. This is the first time doing this. So I'm going to look down into this slot. I'm going to move it off camera for 1 second. And it looks like it's pretty much in there. So let me, I just dropped that. That can happen. That can happen. This is the pitfalls of doing this on camera. Here, let me move my stand a little bit. I got to go a little farther back. And let's see if we can all see that now. Let me come back just a little ways. This center slot, as you guys can see right here, this thing right here is going to plug right into this middle section right there. It's just plastic going in there, but it's a very, very nice fitting. In fact, I'm going to zoom out so you guys don't miss out on this thing while I get this in there. Let me get the connectors in there. Let's see. Let me get this down in there. A little off camera there. All right, let's get that in there. And voila, I think I got it all in there. Let me look. And that is about it, guys. There you go. It slides right in. This drops right down. and it's a very nice fit, and that's about it. So we screw this in place now. Let me grab the correct screws. Let me just double check. I just wanted to get the tail on this first before we do the wing, because that's going to be a challenge. So let's see what we got here. It shows 26 millimeters right there for those three. So let's find the ones that are 26. I think there's 3 of them right here. I think that's it. Got 3 of those babies. Now, just so I don't screw this up totally, I'm going to grab a ruler and just double check so I don't have to take these apart later. So let's see, we've got, what do we got, 20? Yeah, that looks like 26 right there. It looks like, oh no, that's 20. Yeah, see, that's why I did it. I didn't want to make sure I had the wrong ones. Here, 20, these look longer. Here, let's do this. Let's see what this is. These look longer. Let's do that. Sometimes it's worth the measure. Actually, they probably wouldn't have fit. So, and I probably would have figured it out that way. So let me see, what do we got? Yeah, that's about 25, 26. That looks about right. So let's go with those. We'll take these, slide one into each hole. Man, this is way better than the old one. Holy smokes. This is killer. Get those down in there. And then let me take my 2 millimeter metric right here. There we go, 2 millimeter. All right, let's go. Let's get this thing in place. Let's see, we'll see if that tightens down. Yep, it's biting. It's grabbing down in there. I can feel that biting. There we go. Yeah, nice positive lock. Holy smokes, man, this is so much better, man, than the original way that they did this. Let's see. Wow, what a positive lock. The beauty is, too, is that this is plastic right here. You know, I'll zoom in here for you. This is now a plastic-to-plastic connection where this was all foam. Like, this is one huge piece of plastic right here. This whole fitting are all going all the way around the other side. And then this is a plastic fitting that receives it, or plugs into it. This is like the receiver. That's like the plug-in. So, yeah, man, this is killer. So let me tighten this up. Let me back out on the zoom a little bit there. Get this in there. Yeah, this is mighty, man. They pretty much smoke in the competition with this thing. Yeah, that's a nice positive lock. That goes in there nicely. Yeah, that's just tough. That's the way it should be. Yeah, I'm digging. Oh, I'm starting to squeeze too hard. Yeah, if that happens, you see it compress a little bit, you're doing it too much. So sometimes it's hard to see that. But let's look at this thing from the underside and see how that looks. See how nice. Let me get this straightened out here. See how nice that all goes together? That whole seam is nice. Let's see, everything plugs in well. I got a nice seam here. Let's see, that all fits, and then your tail section fits on there. You can see how this fitting, it goes in there. I mean, it's all glove tight fit. So this thing doesn't move, it doesn't wobble, it doesn't. The old one used to shift a little bit, but now with these, this plastic here, it's a real positive lock. This is a tough tail on this thing. And then we've got the vertical, which I put over here. Let's grab that. And just from looking at the instructions, I have not done this yet, but this is just like the ASW17 glider. This is how this baby goes on. You just kind of line these up, and they should snap in. There we go. 1, 2, and that's it. That's your rudder connection. That's how nice that is. You got 2 proper hinges. I might have liked to have seen them use 3 here, but it's awesome. Nice seam across the bottom here. And then the next thing really is just putting a rod on. So we'll do this real quick. Everything says it's supposed to be on the outer hole. And for the rudder on a Corsair, yeah, you probably do want it there because you want a lot of throw. This is almost like a 3D rudder throw the Corsair has, just because Corsair's got, I think, a 12-foot propeller, I think the full scale. So, you want to be able to have a ton of rudder to combat that torque. So yeah, so we'll put this in place. See if I can just snap that. Man, I don't know if I can do that with my hands without breaking that thing. Let me see if I've got I'm digging down in my toolbox here, folks. I know that I had, where the heck was that thing? I've got some ball link pliers that are gone. I can't find them anywhere. Where the heck did those things go? That's probably my most used tool. I probably should have had that out front, but here, let's see. Yeah, I'm not seeing it here. All right, let me see if I can do it by hand here. See if I probably ought to be able to snap it on. There we go. I got it. That's easy. And that's it, guys. We got our rudder connected. Our whole tail is in place. And, you know, we're good to go. And that's it for the tail. I'm impressed, guys. This is so much more robust, so much easier to assemble, so much more precise of a fit than the original. So, yeah, the FMS guys are killing it. So next step up is the wing. But I'm going to divert from that just a little bit. I'm going to kind of do this thing slightly out of order. So let's grab our prop and our spinner. Let's get the prop together first, because that might be, I'm kind of curious, that might be cantankerous. Sometimes you got to do these props and stuff on a table, you know, so, and I may revert to that if it's not working out. So, but let's see, we'll pull these out of the bag. Brand new propeller blades, folks. These are all new. They've these are a re-engineered part. It's very expensive to make plastic parts. Foam molds are very expensive. Plastic part molds are ludicrously expensive, apparently. So let me roll out my my parts thing here, my Harbor Freight magnetic tray here. Let's get all this stuff out of here. We got our Hamilton standard stickers, which I'll probably put on a little later just because I want to kind of eyeball those and get them all right and everything. So I probably will do that off camera. That's pretty simple to understand. So we'll pull these out of here. Now they got these in there pretty tight. So very cool, nice big prop blades. Yeah, these are massive. Holy smoke. So, all right, let's see how we get these together. Let me put some down there. Let me, I'm going to just reference really fast once again those instructions on this thing really quick. And that says to go with the 20 millimeters. That's why I was checking the length on these guys, because I didn't want to put the wrong one on and then find out, shit, I got the wrong ones later and then have to redo it. So looks like 20 millimeters are going to go through there with the back hub and everything. So we'll take this just the way we see it, the hub. And here, let me, yeah, that zoom is about right. I think you guys can see that. That's pretty good. So we'll go with the, start with one blade at a time, I guess. We'll take this, this baby here, and let's put this in here. I guess it doesn't matter which way it goes. I don't think it's going to matter. This looks like the flatter side, so I'll put that there. And then let's go with one prop at a time. I'm just going to put one down and get this in place. Let's see if we can get that in there, see how that fits. I have found in the past that sometimes you got to trim some flashing. It's not always that way, but sometimes you do have to do a little trimming. So if you have some flashing or something that's sticking out, you may need to trim it, but it looks like they got most of it out of there. Sometimes there's just a little extra sticking out. And so if you have to do that a little bit, not a bad idea. If it's not fitting in there right, don't carve into it or anything, but you know, if you gotta kind of use a little flash, you can. And that looks pretty good. Let's take one of these smaller screws here. There's the 20s. I'm going to eyeball this and say that that's 20. Yep, just dropped a prop. We'll get that in there. And then grab my 2 millimeter metric once again. And let's get that going. We'll get that in place. All right, excellent. 180 still watching. You guys rock, man. Thanks for coming and hanging out in the shop with me. Probably start calling this the hangar or the shop hangout or something. But yeah, this is just you know, Saturday building planes, man. It's cool. Looks like no flashing. Yeah, the old one I always found myself you know, getting the flashing off, and I always told them that was a pain in the butt to do. So clearly they've been listening too. So they've been looking at that stuff and saying, hey, let's clear that off, so you know, the customer doesn't have to do that either. So yeah, they're really I just love the way FMS kind of follows stuff, and they find a better way to do it, and then they end up finding the best way to do it. So as you're putting these in, you can see those are going into the aluminum here. So that looks like that's threading in nice. Yeah, you want to get it down there, but not too tight. You can see those are, that one's on there and that one's on there. So nice way to get this on there. And it's backed with aluminum now, not just the plastic. So let's see, what do I do with those other prop blades? Oh, they're there. So we'll get this one in place. Yeah, they got the flashing off this, man. This is fitting nice. Like I said, sometimes you can have a little bit of this sticking up, and you got to clear it away so it sits down in that flat spot area there. But I think they got it at the factory, so sweet. That is less work for us. So let's get this in place. All right, very cool. Sometimes if you over tighten these two, you actually bend the end of the prop kind of upward, and then when you try to put the top piece on, it doesn't fit. So we'll see how it goes together. Again, first time getting this one getting this one going. So I'm trying to test the, I want to make it tight enough, but not too tight. You just need it to be sort of snug. You don't want to overdo it or anything. You start changing the angle of the fit if you go too tight with it. So I'm shooting one more prop here. All right, flashings look good. Yeah, I think they got all that off of there. And actually, this one's sticking out a little bit. Let me, you'd be surprised. These parts fit so tight that just a little bit, let me see, get that on the camera. Just a little bit of flashing can make this like not fit so good. Yeah, I think that's good, actually. I think they did pretty good. All right, let's see. Let's get this, let's see, we'll get that there. Put this back in there. All right, and here we go. Let's get this in place. This is a massive, massive propeller. All right, let's get that on. Yep, that's good. Checking the backs. Looks like they're all in there. Yeah, they're shining back at us. Very cool. Nice structure to this thing. Like it. All right, little tightener. Let's make sure they're on there. Don't want to go too crazy with it. Let's see. That looks good. Looks good. Look at my stream quality. It's showing good. Oh, I changed my bit rate too, just so you guys. The last time we did this yesterday, it was barking at me that my bit rate needed to be quicker. So I upped it from 28 up to 45. I have a very good fiber optic connection, actually, for my internet. So we get a pretty good, this looks like it's going on pretty nice. I think I just need the screws to hold it on. Okay, so we got to use here now on the next page. Make sure we got the right size screws again. The top one's going with 26 also. So, okay, well, no, we use 20. These are 26. So here, let's see. Let me grab these. That's probably the right ones. Stick that in place. And that goes through. So we got two screws now holding this in place. One that goes through the back plate and also goes into actually the plastic back plate and the aluminum one. And we don't want to tighten them all up right away. We want to make sure that this gap is closing on everything. And let's see, we'll push this on, get this tightened. There we go, now it fits up. Yeah, if it's not lined up parallel, it sometimes won't really go in there well. So you just got to make sure it's lined up. This is actually biting the plastic probably right now. Probably hasn't even gotten to the aluminum yet. It's probably about to get there. But here, let's tighten that up. Yep, I think it's biting now. There we go. There we go. It's going in there nice. There, it's grabbing. And see, now as I tighten this, you can see that gap closing. And you can also see your screw through there. So very precision fit. Real nice parts all the way around here. Let's get this. See if that'll go through. Actually, sometimes these don't slide all the way through, and that's okay. You actually want these to be a pretty darn tight fit. So make sure that's locked in there. See if I can push it most of the way. There we go. It's pushing now. They're lining up better. If you got a big gap on one side, like a smaller gap here, it looks like, and then you got a bigger gap here, those screws may not quite be lined up. So you just got to sort of make sure it's all sort of parallel as best you can. Sometimes you can't do anything about it, but you just got to line up the plastic and make sure it's going to go in there. I'm actually just pushing this in. There we go. See, now it's getting past the plastic, but I tell you what, it's a nice tight fit. That's what you want. You don't really want this to be some loosey-goose kind of thing. You want it to be precise and tight the way that this is. So this is definitely very, very beefy. So it's a good way to, definitely a good way to have it. Let's see, we'll get this, finish tighten that up. Again, you don't want to go too tight. Just get it snug, because you can crack the plastic if you go too tight on it. So, man, that is tough. Yeah, this has always been a Magnum tough prop, but now they've made it better with that aluminum in there. So yeah, that looks pretty good. And then you can go to your back plate and you can see the height of these things. They should be about the same. It looks like they're a little countersunk. Maybe that was a little flush, but they should be about the same. And that's how you kind of tell that you got it on there right. So yeah, very nice. Let me just double check and do a little extra tighten to it. Yep, I think we're good. They should be balanced, but if it's not, if you fire it up and it's wobbling a little bit, yeah, probably got to balance the prop. So, but real nice. So I'm going to just stick it on for a second just so we can kind of see the fit of it. Let me pull my magnetic tray away here. I need to get a robot to do that for me, man. This manual thing's ridiculous. All right, here we go. Let's see. I'm just messing around. All right, let's see. Yeah, this is what I've always loved about FMS props, especially on these big planes, man. They just fit so nice. There we go. I'll zoom in on that so y'all can see that. Actually, you know what? Let me turn it around. Hang on. Probably see it better because of the light here. Let's see if I can turn it totally around. I'll move it there. Yeah, that's probably a little better. But you get the gist of this. This thing, I'll try to sometimes. Man, this prop is huge, man. Look at this thing. Look how big this is. I mean, it looks like a throwing star or something. Yeah, this is awesome. Let me zoom in on this, and you can see how nice this thing fits. Always a perfect fit with FMS, man. It just doesn't get any better than that. And then you've got this, and we're going to take it off here before we power it up because I don't want this thing, cut loose here in the workshop. So, yeah, you would get hurt with this. So this is not to be fooled with, man. And then you just tighten that down, with a driver. And then there you go with your threads. This is the nicest prop adapter, the nicest prop hub made, period, for an electric airplane. They do the best work with this at FMS. They've designed this a long time ago. They're still using the same because it's the best. But man, what a massive, massive propeller this thing is. Pretty darn awesome. Yeah, man. 195 watching, 196. You guys rock. Holy smokes, I like your videos. That's from Clayton Cartier commenting. Thank you very much for watching. Trying to give you guys the detail. Trying to show you guys what I see. The devil is in the details, man. And that's kind of where it matters. And I try to show you guys, like I said, all of this stuff up close as best I can. When I'm at events, I'm always doing this with people, and we're building planes and stuff sometimes. So I figured, let me do that in the live stream so you guys can actually see it, and it's kind of like we're there, but we're not, kind of thing. So, all right, props off. And then I usually transport my plane sometimes without the prop on it. And when I do that, just put all this stuff back on there. You can leave these on here so you don't lose them. It's like the greatest way to transport. And then you can also transport the plane, up against something with this hub. It's a great way to protect the nose of the airplane by using that for that. So, but anyway, that's it, guys. We're to the wing here. And in fact, you know what I might do? Let me walk away here for 1 second. Let me see if I can get the correct side here so I can just show you all this. I'm going to show you all a wing because I haven't seen this either on the new one, so I figured I'd show it to you here. If you want to run with missiles on this thing at some point, you can get your you can put your missiles on this way. I'm going to do one real quick and then take it off just to kind of show it to you, and maybe we'll stick them on for the reveal at the end here. But this is the missile attachment, the way that you do this, and you just unscrew that. There you go. You have a nice open panel. In fact, let me flip it the other way, because I think I can reach it a little better that way. There we go. And then you put your missiles on. It just replaces the current panel. It's really nice how they did that. See that? So now your missiles are on. You put your screw back on, and that's it. That's how you change your missiles out if you want to fly with missiles or you don't want to fly with them. It's just that simple. You just put the screw back in. And then when you want to get the missiles off, if you feel like it, just pull the panel off. Take the other one and just stick it back on there. A lot of times you used to get these panels in the old FMS version, and they were really warped. So clearly, and I think it was due to probably transport and heat and all kinds of other stuff. So, but now it looks like they got it sorted out, and it's actually a very nice panel. Now here's where you can screw up, slip with your screw, and scrape up your model. So I'm trying not to do that. All right, that's nice and tight. As soon as you see the foam starting to bend there a little bit, a tweak a little bit, you've gone a little too far. So that's just sort of the downfall of foam airplanes. So, all right, guys, one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. All right, here's the hard part of this airplane is getting the wings together. Not that it's hard, it's easy. It's just trying to do it on camera and show you guys is quite a mission. So we'll do our best with it here. Let's see. You really just take your wings. I'll adjust my camera here a little bit. Let's see. We'll pull the wires out of here. That's just for storage. These are all ready to go. These are all ready to be plugged in and run through the hole in the underside. So let's get the spars on. So here's what we're going to do. I'll grab both spars, and one at a time here. We'll put the long one, I believe, goes up front. You just kind of line it up, just spin it a little bit, and then it's going to go right in. It'll stop about part way, yeah, right there. You can even measure halfway if you wanted to and kind of see where, you know, where it goes, but that's it for that. Same thing with this one. This one slides in. Some are tighter than others. If they're tight, that's awesome. You don't really want loose spars. So, and that's it for that. So let me move the airplane out of the way, and I will grab, I'm going to step down here, grab the other wing, so we can kind of do this for real. And let me get, I have to bang the airplane with it here. All right, let me get that wire out of the way. It's in the wrong place. All right, here we go. We'll start off with this front one. Get it together. Just very carefully slide it in. Let that rear one line up. You can see how nicely that lines up. Boom, that's it. Just like the old one. The old one went together the same way, except it had all this crazy wiring and other stuff. It was kind of a pain. Now you just have these two leads. And then we'll flip it upside down. And you can see how nice the joiner is. This used to be a little bit worse of a fit, but you can see how now it's actually a pretty tight fit. So I think they've revised the foam mold a little bit with this. And then I'm going to grab the doublers. These are the ones that join everything. And they only go on one way. And that's not the way that they go on. So I'm just going to reverse it. You can feel when it goes on. See, now it's glove tight. And that's how nice the precision parts are, you know, that FMS makes, how those go on. And then same with the back. It only goes on one way. And as you squeeze the two halves together and put it down, you'll see it's not going on that way. It's sticking up here. So obviously I'll just flip it around and go the other way. Again, it's a one-way fit. It only goes on one way. And then there you go. Glove tight fit. It's just perfect how nicely that all goes in. And that's your wing together. So all we got to do now is get the wing on the airplane. Let's do that. Let's bring this over here. And there's our wing. I'll do my best with this, guys. This is kind of a pain in the butt. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? Let me adjust my, let me lower my stand 1 second. You guys can see me right here. Let me do a lower stand here. Let me just get it a little bit lower. I think that's going to help me show it to you. This plane's so big, it's just a tougher thing to do on camera. But again, this is the only way, guys, for me to really sort of show you the detail of it. Let me lower it a bit. Let's go with that. Yeah, there we go. Let's see if I can do it that way, get away with it this way. That might be a better way for me to show it all to y'all. All right, we can't, I don't want to break my darn antenna there either. All right, let's see if we can turn it that way. And then we'll grab our wing and put that on, I hope. So here we go. Big airplane, small room, but hey, we're going to make this happen. So there we go. Let me get my brightness up on my light. All right, here we go. So the pass-through here, I think you guys can see that pretty good. That pass-through looks like it's all the way at the back. And I think that's where that goes in. So we're just going to drop those in there. And I am going to kind of get to the side so I can look underneath this thing. And I'm going to sight through here. Getting down in there. Yep, those are all going in nice. Yeah, perfect. Very good. Nice fit. Actually, I want to make sure those are... Actually, you know, before I do that, let me do one thing. Now that I'm thinking about it. Oops, just hop my airplane. All right, what I'm going to do, too, is I want to look, make sure these... I might be able to reach these from the top, but I want to make sure these things are in. There's a little PC board in there. Just double check, make sure those are contacting well. Probably do a reseat of them here. That's not a bad idea. Just to make sure it's in place. Yeah, they look like they were in there good. So, all right, let's do that again. Rolling inverted. Here we go. All right, let's go. Get this baby down in there. Oh, I am pumped to get this out flying, man. Let's get this thing down in there. So, all right, those are lined up. Looks like everything's in there. Looks like they made a lot more space now for this to go in. And then you've got your tongue and groove up front, which I think you guys can see. We're going to lift that up, or we're going to put it down into there so the back comes up a little bit. I'm going to lean on the front of the plane, just kind of push the wing forward. And then I am going to go stand behind the plane. I'm going to get right under here and make sure the wires, which you do want to do this. You want to get back there. If you have to stick a tool down in there, you can, but they left a big space here, so the wires look really nice down in there. So we're just going to push these forward, make sure the wing just slides right down, and that's it. It goes right into place. Perfect fit. This whole fit and finish here is beautiful compared to the old one. The old one fit, but this one fits even better. So they've clearly done a little revision down in there to get that a little bit better. And I think you guys can see how nice that goes on. So back to our magnetic tray with our big dog screws here. Again, I think these are 5mm metric, and we need something bigger for that. So let me grab let me consult my my tool bag here. Is that gonna? No, that's too small. Yep, that's gonna do it. That's a 3mm. So that's all you need for that. Just 4 screws. They're all the same length. And let's get these in here. So drop those down. Really nice. Wow, way better than the old one. The old one went in, but they were just kind of like, it was almost like they were screws from a tractor trailer or something. It was weird. Hang on, let me just check these. They are the same length, yeah. Now they fit. Man, there's just a sharp, like laser fit now. Really good. All right, let's get this thing rolling. I hope you guys can see that. Yeah, it looks like you can. See if I can get that to bite. That's got it. Yeah, it's engaging now. Sometimes you got to spin it a little or move it a little bit just to get it to engage. 205 guys watching. David Clellan says, great, Rich, magic show. All right, perfect. Victor RC Jet says he's unpumped. I don't know why. Looks amazing, Rich. Ken Spouse, yeah. Rich, great show. As usual, Dave from Bonnie, Scotland. We got a guy from Scotland. Dave McClellan. All right, awesome. Sometimes I can't see the screen all the time, guys. I got to like look back on it because I'm kind of focusing on the plane. I'm looking back at it now. Yeah, this is a killer fit, guys. Wilson White Owl there. Put the battery hatch and pull the wires out. Yeah, I could pull the battery hatch off. That's fine. But they went through okay. That's Charles Putney there. Yeah, it fits nice. I mean, there's enough space down there that you don't really have to crack that open. But yeah, that's a good idea. That's just another way of doing it. There's usually about 10 different ways to do this kind of thing. Wow, these are nice. So much better having beveled edge. I don't want to tighten them all the way. Having beveled edge Allen bolts for these. Yeah, man, the quality is just through the roof on this stuff. I don't know why this is threaded. I don't know if these need to be this long here. Let's see. We'll just tighten those up. Let's see. While I'm doing this, I'm watching. Dang, those are big. Captain Mike Keller, RC Captain Mike Keller says. Better they are hex screws. All right, very good video from Santé Jean-Pierre. All right. Is he from France? You tuning in from France? Possibly. It's interesting. We got guys from all over the place watching. This is great. This is the world premiere, guys. Yeah, we're the first to get it from the factory, I believe. Kind of like the Tiger Cat. We had the first one that Steve drove up from Florida for Joe Knoll about 2 years ago, and that was the first time we put it together and showed it at Joe Knoll. It was awesome. It was great. Plane flew beautifully, and me and Brandon Moon worked on some tweaks for it later, like the next week or two, and got it all up to speed with the factory and made it a little bit better. So hopefully Brandon Moon will get back into the hobby. He's been kind of out of it a little while doing other stuff, but he's got grandkids and stuff. So yeah, this is nice, man. When you feel these compress, use your hands, kind of feel this, visually watch it. If you see the foam starting to bend a little, which it kind of does, it's tight enough. You're not going to get it any tighter, or you're not going to do any better. You're just pulling foam together and kind of bending foam. But wow, yeah, this is very nice fit. I dig that. That doesn't get any better than that. That's tough. All right, let me take a 30-second break here. Read a couple messages. Can't go wrong with the Corsair. Charles Putney says he loves his Tiger Cat. Yeah, me too. So Merlin RC, so excited for Rich. So excited for this one, Rich. You can see the improvements. FMS just keeps getting better and better. Stefan Eriksson from Sweden. North Dakota. That's Wilson at White Owl. North Dakota. Rich here. Must be, how cold is it up there? It must be pretty cold up there now. Amazing plane. Watching from New Zealand, William Groves. All right, we got guys in New Zealand. This is awesome. 211 watchers. Amazing plane. Let's see. Dave Martin Graff. Hey, Rich. RC1. I'm impressed. FMS keeps stepping it up. Well, looking forward to seeing you put it. Yeah, I'm dying to fly. I always love the way the old one flies. This is just going to be better. Mark Huff says, is the dihedral correct? The V2 didn't have enough angle. I don't know. I mean, I was always fine with it the way it was, but I don't know the correctness of the angle exactly. I guess I'd have to visually look and at a full-scale Corsair to know that. Making a line from the wingtip to, oh, here we go. Making a line from the wingtip to wingtip should be in line with the prop hub. Okay, that's good to know. Maybe we'll check that out. I don't know. It may be a little flatter than some, but I mean, the plane always flew fantastic. I mean, it always looked good. What receiver do you plan to use? Actually, I'm just going to throw in here. I'm just going to throw in one of these because I got it sitting around. Here, I'm just going to put this in 7-channel, brand new, version 3. So I usually prefer to use Spektrum, but these always work real well, and I usually like I have these in my Tiger Cats. I have these in everything. This is the new version 3 of this, the R7. It's just because the configuration is good. Actually, I didn't have a Spektrum around, otherwise I would have used a Spektrum. I usually always go Spektrum first, but I just didn't have one standing there with me, so, and I needed something 7-channel. So this is brand new out of the package. I just stuck some Velcro on it because we'll throw that in here next. But let's see. Let's see what we got. Mike Keller, we'll take a look at. Oh wait, who said that? Mark Huff, actually. We'll take a look at it once we get on the table, and we'll see. Maybe I can cite it. I never really kind of knew that, but we'll look at it. Malcolmism 6. Good evening from South Wales, Southwest Scotland, UK, I guess, or South Wales, Scotland. I'm not sure which that is. Yeah, it's a gorgeous model. Rich, you're killing it. I'm trying to kill it, man. Killing the Corsair here. Let me drink from my FMS bottle here. I'm thirsty, man. Hang on. Oh, yeah. Need a break. Gotta hydrate. Getting the snow now, Wilson says. But no stop on the flying. The 1700mm red tail, yeah. Palibond from Denmark. All right, excellent. We got guys from everywhere. This is great. Amazing clean underside compared to the upper parts compared to the Mark II. Yep. Corsair designers went to a lot of trouble to get the clean joint between the fuselage and the wings. Yep. Let's see. Malcolm and Larry, they're all connecting there. Let's see. Flew the 1700mm Corsair yesterday, was smooth. Yep. Hey, Wilson, do you have the new one or do you got the older one? That's good if you got the new one. Dave Martin Graf, Lemon RX 7-channel with stability. Yeah, I don't really use stability in my planes much. I use them in the E-flite stuff, the stabilizers when they come with it, but I don't really put them in the planes unless actually I really don't put them in there at all. Unless for some reason it maybe needs it, but I've never really even programmed one before. Malcolm says Malcolmism 6. Hillary, he's from Dumfries. A.D. Galloway, okay. Ken Spouse. Lemons are the same as the Admiral, correct? I think so, yeah. Admirals are great. Get the Admiral ones, too. They're good. I prefer Spektrum. If I can use Spektrum at any time, I will. I just kind of got behind the curve, and I was like, oh, I got these laying around. I use them for everything. Still love SAFE, but turn it off now. Yeah, I don't use SAFE probably at all. It's a good thing to have, but nice plane. Hello from Lakeside, Ohio, Rich. That's Harry Thunderwhite. Awesome. V2. Okay, you got the V2. Okay, yeah, that's V3. Hot there, Rich. Not too bad. It's gotten better, Victor, here. Let's see. This is one of my favorite planes. So we're going to come to not far from. Okay, hi, Rich. What will be the price of this baby? Swiss in the house. That's Max Bimmer 111. Yeah, it's 500 US. Or shall I say 499? But okay, guys, I'm getting back to it. Had a little break, a little bit of reading of the text and stuff. So let's flip this baby around. Oh yeah, it's almost time for the full reveal. Let's see. Get this thing on there. Actually, this is working out pretty good with this arrangement here. Not bad. So, all right, there we go. That's mostly it together. We'll get it on the table here in a little bit, but let's pop the hatch open here, which is awesome. With the spring-loaded hatch, they killed it with this thing. And let's get this thing connected up. Let's get in there. We'll talk about it a little bit. Let me get into a little bit of a bank here. Let me try to move the stand a little bit here. Let me roll this way a little bit, try not to ding my wing on my tripod here. Let's see. All right, there we go. That's pretty good. That's good enough there. All right, we'll talk about the connections here and getting this thing rolling. Hopefully that's pretty good for everybody. All right, so we got our receiver here. All right, let's go. I got my bind plug. I stuck it in there. I got a little Velcro here that I can connect to something here. So let me get my viewfinder going here. All right, throttle. We'll connect that up first. That's going to go here into the first port. Plus and minus. Yeah, there we go. All right, we'll get that in there. And then, like I said, I'm going to try to bypass. I'm going to take the flap line that's coming off of here. And let's see, what's the next one? Next one's the aileron. Let's take the flap line. I tell you, let's do this. Let's take the gear. Let's get the gear in there where it goes. Right there. And then let's take the flap and let's put that in auxiliary 1. That's where that's going to go. So we'll get that in there. So that looks pretty clean overall. And then we'll grab the rest of these connectors here. Let's see how we're going to do this. Aileron has to. Oh wait, I got to get the other ones hooked up. Let's see. The aileron's got to go in here. So let's get that connected in there. Okay, and then I got to get the pass-through wires. I forgot all about that. Nothing's going to happen with the ailerons, flaps, and landing gear unless I do that. So let's get those out of there. There's the other one. Yeah, those came through clean. Very nice way that those get through there. So all we're going to do to connect the ailerons, the flaps, the wing lights, and the gear is just to plug these babies right in there, and that should connect everything. Really easy to get the wing off. Way better than the old style. And it makes disassembling the airplane like a whole lot easier. If you got to transport it, I probably don't need to go. Well, I'll go around it because I'm going to remove that stuff anyway. But all right, we'll get that. So there we go. These two connections, these two serials here, should plug in and get our ailerons, flaps, landing gear, and lights all connected. So those should be good to go. I'm just going to tuck those back in there because we don't need those out here, and they'll nicely sit back there. So not a problem. Very clean install. FMS has really cleaned this up. It's kind of nice. They really smoked this thing. So now, rudder and elevator. Point of question. Now, what happens is, just like we talked about a little earlier, is that the elevator passes through to here, or it plugs into here, and then it passes through this board and goes into here. Now, you can just connect this, and your elevator's good. So, but if you want to cut down on the connections a little bit, you can unplug this elevator line. If we have enough of it, we may or may not have enough of it, but we can unplug it from here and plug it straight to the receiver. That way we get rid of one connection. Like I said, Scotty said, the more you overtake the plumbing, easier it is to stop up the drain kind of thing. So if you can bypass this board whenever you can, it's a good way to do it. Rudder, same thing. Plug your rudder into your rudder channel. You have your rudder and your tail wheel all working together. So, but if we can bypass the board and get an additional tail wheel steering out of it, we can do that. So here's what we're going to do. I'm going to pull, actually, before I do anything so I don't screw this up, here's what I'm going to do. I do this kind of thing all the time. Just so I know where they were stock, I'll take a photograph of how these were plugged in. Actually, shoot, that's not even centering there. Let's go. No, that's not it. Let's go there. I'll take a picture of how these were. So if I ever want to put them back, then I don't go, how were those connected? Or got to look in the manual or something. So what we're going to do is actually I'm going to take my servo tester, which let me pull that off the back table here. Here's how I got my servo tester kind of set up. I just have it, I Velcroed it to my nickel metal battery here. So we'll just plug that in. So we got some power going there. And then I'm going to stick this thing aside. And then we're going to plug this into one of these because I got to figure out which one is which. So I'm going to pull this rudder wire out. Again, this is just how I'm doing it. So I'm going to plug this in and I'm going to turn this thing. And the rudder's not moving. So this is the tail wheel that I'm dealing with. So I'm going to neutralize that and then unplug it. So this is the tail wheel wire. Again, I can run it into the board just the way it was, plug this in, and they'll both be Y harnessed together. That's all the board is doing. It's just acting as a Y harness. So, but since that's the rudder steering, what I'm going to do is I'm going to plug that into the aux channel. Okay. We'll show you why here in a minute because we're going to turn that into a steerable tail wheel or a trimmable tail wheel with the knob. So then we'll pull the other rudder out, which is for the rudder itself. And I'm going to plug that into the rudder channel. So the rudder is just going into the rudder for the rudder control. That's all it is. The tail wheel steering, or in the event you have a nose wheel steering, either way, you can put that into an aux channel and you can set it up on a knob for steering. So, and they'll still be mixed in. We'll make a mix. So when you move your rudder stick left and right, you still have rudder and tail wheel moving together. But if you want to trim your tail wheel by itself, you can set that up on a knob to center it. So when you're taxiing mostly on pavement, if the plane's pulling to one side or pulling to the other side, you can trim your tail wheel. So we'll do that. And you get to bypass the board there too. So that's a bonus. These two I should be able to like tuck somewhere. And just for right now, the rudder elevator wire, since I'm bypassing the board on those, for right now I'm just going to stick them back here. I may secure them better later. We may talk about that in the flight demo or something like that. But for now we know how our elevator, we've got to put all this back. I took a photo. So there's our elevator line. I'm going to run this straight into my elevator. So the beauty, again, is that I'm bypassing the board for a very critical flight control. So if you can bypass the board, not saying there's anything wrong with the board, but anytime I can bypass a board when I don't need another connection, just another harness or another, thing, I'll do it every time. So now we got this thing filled up and everything. So let's get that going. Now it's really tight there. A lot of stuff. You only need 6 channel for this plane. 7 channel if you're going to do this tail wheel or nose wheel steering trick. And the only way that works with the tail wheel or nose wheel steering is you must have a separate servo for each, one for the rudder and a separate one for the steering. So that's how it works. So, all right, guys, that is it there. And we've got it all wired up. We've got everything plugged in. It's ready to go. One more item that I'm going to do, that I'm going to try to move my camera around. Let me see if I can get, it's going to be hard to get this with the wing the way it is. Actually, I should have done this without the wing. Here, let me move this thing out of the way here real quick. And let me see if I can get this underneath here where I can do this. I'm going to just shift the plane around a little bit. Let me go wide. Yeah, there we go. I'm going to go wide and just move the airplane here a little bit. Let me go right in here. I should have done this before the wing, but, I forgot. So we're just going to do it like this. I forgot about the Velcro deal on the battery floor. Let's just do that real quick. You guys use the Velcro if you like Velcro for your batteries. Everybody watching my stuff usually knows I don't use Velcro if I can avoid it. I do use it sometimes, but I try not to put it in there all the time. So what I did was, as you guys know, I made myself a little floor here. I kind of pre-measured it so it would fit. This is just shelf liner again with double-sided Scotch tape. It's, I think, the best way to attach batteries without having to have Velcro all over it, all our darn batteries. And let me undo these straps real quick. Can I pull that through? Nah, it's not pulling through. That's okay. Before we power this up, I want to do all this stuff. It's not a big deal doing this. Again, if you guys like Velcro on your batteries, use it. It probably is like one of the best ways to put your, everybody uses it. I just prefer to not have, Velcro all over my batteries because, again, you got your battery, it's pretty slippery. If you have shelf liner and it's not going to slide on this. It's so grippy. And sometimes I mount my batteries on different airplanes and I've got Velcro here, and there's Velcro all over this. It's just a pain. So I'd rather keep my batteries clean if I can and just have them secured with shelf liner, which is real tacky, and 2 straps. You really want to have 2 straps, preferably. If you do normal flying, it's not as critical. If you fly inverted, obviously, you really should have 2 straps regardless. But so what we're going to do is pull this out. I just already peeled some of it away from before, but just get that off of there. And again, that's just what I do. If you guys don't want to do this, just don't do what I just did. Just leave this stuck down there, peel this thing off, stick this to your battery, and use your Velcro. So use what you like. This is just my personal preference. So with that thing all removed and these straps out of the way, and I hopefully pre-measured this right, I'm going to try, without dinging up my foam here, I'm going to get this over here. Actually, let me grab a bundle. Hang on a second. This is my nicely, neatly organized Velcro. So it got a little out of hand. So what I'm going to do is just kind of strap this on here real quick. Strap this on here and let the weight of that glob just hold that all down. Actually, you know what I need to do? Actually, before I do that, I need to put this on this side of it. Let's put this over here. All right, let's go. Let's get this over here. I'm going to strap that on. Strap that on. And, oh shit, sorry, bumped the camera. Let's see, let me see if I can get that a little more angle there. Sorry, I just hit the camera there. Get my camera lock there. There we go. So that'll stay down there. We got our floor pretty clean there. I don't see any debris on it. So I'm going to put these actually in there. Yeah, that'll get. I'm just trying to get this stuff out of the way because I can't. Sometimes you can't do this stuff unless you get the straps out of the way. So let me. I'm just doing this. I would have had it in already, but just to show you guys, how I'm doing it. I got to do it this way. So, all right, there we go. Pre-measured. It's in there. I'm just going to sight all the way down far in there and get this thing kind of secured down. I already figured I was just going to go, hopefully, to the end of this. If you ever mess this up, you can always replace the floor of this thing or put another one in. Just peel it up and put another one down. But I'm trying to do this one time. All right, and that should fit. I already measured it between the straps, so I had this kind of ready to go for just this sort of thing. And there we go. It looks like it's in there. So I'm going to kind of rub it, push it down, make it stick to the wood. And it's going all the way down in there. So make sure it's secure there. I'm just pushing it down there. Yeah, nice contact. Nice grippy floor now. And there you go. So, and that even takes care of our wires. It keeps our wires kind of secure down there. Let me go all the way to the front. And then I got to cut a piece out, which I'm going to try to show you, although that's going to be kind of hard to do. Where is my knife? Let me grab a hobby knife. Got to use a sharp blade, just like we did yesterday. I don't know if I'm going to be able to show you this part, guys, because there's a piece down in here that I got to cut out. You'll probably see, actually, you know what? You will probably see a bit of it. Let me see if I can angle this so y'all can see. Just like I carved out that piece from yesterday, I'm going to go in from here because I think if I don't remove this, and you got to use a sharp knife for this, like a brand new knife, I think if I don't do this, that you might not get adequate speed controller cooling because there's a hole here. So let me, I'm just going to carve around this. I think you guys can see kind of what I'm doing. Just like we did with the CJ6 yesterday, I'm using the edge of the wood block, or the wood tray. You got to be real careful not to cut. Don't go too deep. Of course, your speed controller's down there. I can still kind of see through the tape. So, but I'm just going around this. So, because I got to cut this. I don't want to leave this open. I'm afraid the speed controller will not cool enough if I don't cut this little block out. And I can take the camera and show you after the fact how I did this or what it looks like. So, let me just cut down in there. Got to be very careful not to cut wires when you're doing this, because you can. So let me cut this out here. All right, I think I got it. Got it out of there. Let's see if I can pull this there. Not perfect, but close enough for government work there. All right, let me get this thing. There we go. Perfect. That came off of there pretty nice. Let me make sure that's secured. Let me drop my knife there, and let me make sure that's down there. So. Yeah, very good. So, yeah, that's all in there. My head's probably in the way, but here. You guys can probably see a little bit down in there, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to get bold here, and I'm going to detach. This is going to be a brave mood. So if everything goes black, guys, this all got messed up. So, so hopefully nothing goes to black. All right, I'm going to grab my camera here off the rack. I'm going to stick my hand in front of it. Let me unhitch this thing. Actually, it's got a lock on it. Here we go. All right, camera's coming off. We're free mode. We're freewheeling on the camera, man. Here we go. All right, and you guys should be able to see down in there with the light. And if you guys buy one of these planes, you'll see what I'm talking about. There's a hole down in here. Speed controller's down in there. And all I did was I ended up in the hole. You can see it goes all the way down in there. That's how far the battery can go. But there's a hole here where the speed controller is. You can see the back end of the speed controller. And being careful not to cut those wires with the knife I just used, you can see right down in there that I just cut that hole out because air comes in through here and it probably comes up over the battery. Even though I might cover that with most of the battery, you still want to give it a little ventilation. So I cut that out so the speed controller is at least visible. So, and that's it. But you can see how far in there that shelf liner is going there. So, and the battery can go way up there. So that's it. Got the new floor in. That's working. And I'm going to try not to lose the video feed here. I'm going to go back onto my mount here. That was pretty bold. Let me get this thing on there. All right, we are locked. Let me get this going. And that's it. Battery floor's in place. Let me adjust my camera. We're back there. All right, that was cool. You guys still got video? There we go. Like this video, guys. 205 guys watching. Appreciate it, guys. This is great. Holy smokes, I like your videos. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's from Clayton Cartier. I think I said that right. Let's see. All right, that is it. That's the battery compartment ready to go. We're plugged in. I will probably shortly later, I need to arrange these, and I'll show you this during the flight demo when we do it. I'll arrange for a place to mount the this receiver somewhere in here or down here, because I want to find the optimum place, and sometimes you can't do that right immediately looking at it. This is the first time I've really seen the inside of this plane, so I want to get it mounted so everything's pretty nice and out of the way. And I don't know if the CG needs to come, like battery has to come back here, so sometimes you need to change the receiver position. I don't really know that yet, so this is going to get mounted, I'm guessing, probably right here, okay, somewhere like this. And then I will have one of these things probably taped, if you all can see that. I'll probably have one taped right flat like this, and then I'll probably have the other one, if possible, maybe against this back wall, or actually I may run it across somewhere here, make it go vertical, or I might even put a hole in the foam this way and just go sideways. So, but you want them again to be 90 degrees to each other in some form or fashion, because that gives you the dual diversity of the antennas and the best reception from all angles. If they're jumbled in here and the wire antennas are, which I see a lot of times, they're not really receiving very well. And, you know, like I said, if your plane crashes, that's probably why. So you just got to have 90 degrees to each other. I may even reverse mount this. I may even vertically. We'll see. Like I said, I got to play with it because I hadn't had it in there. And you can see how these connections down here are kind of bare. In fact, let me prop this up. We just removed all of these here. So if we just removed the, here, let me go telephoto here. We just removed all those rudder and elevator connections. So those are just blank. And again, it's just to avoid, you know, a little more connections there. So everything is directly wired to the receiver. So, and I think that's the best way to fly. So I might even do, I hadn't decided yet. This thing's kind of in the way. I can't really do much with this gear controller. This is a gear controller board is what this thing is. So I may put this, and again, I'll mess with it later because I want to think about it a bit, and then I'll talk about it during the flight demo. But one of these is going to go one way, one's going to go the other. This one may just go vertical on this wall. I'll tell you what I'm going to do. I'm probably going to put one, and we'll talk about it during the flight demo. I'll probably put one here, and I'll probably run the other one. I will probably put a little hole through the foam and just run it that way and stick it through the foam so it can't bend at all. So, but we'll talk about that again later. Right now, we'll just bind it up and get it rolling because I want to look at the landing gear on this thing, man. I'm so pumped to see the gear on this thing. So let me get a jumper here or an adapter. We're going to put this for our battery, and then let me get the battery that I'm going to use. I charged up a SPEKTRUM 5030C, I believe. Let me grab. Sorry, I'm fiddling with tools here. Oh no, I dropped it. All right, let's see. All right, we'll get this on here. Let's just see, make sure. Yeah, I got that all powered up. That's good to go. So SPEKTRUM 5030C, just to stick in there, power this thing up. And let's put this down in here. I'm going to go all the way forward with it if I can. Let's see. Or you know what? I'll pull it back a little so I can get under both straps. All the way forward. Doesn't seem to go quite under both straps, but that's why I think a longer battery and a bigger battery would be good for this plane, because I think, like I said, I'm guessing it probably will need the nose weight. And it'll need the nose weight, and it'll probably be a little longer, so it will fit under those straps. So let me get this one. Just rotate this around so I got it in the right place. Perfect. Yeah. Awesome. This is a nice fit. This battery bay is awesome. Way better than any of the other warbirds I've seen. It's just got tons of space. All right, let's take this baby. Get this thing out of the way. And let's get this in here. Actually, it will fit under here. Now I got. Oh, I did move it back. That's right. Oh, this is stuck in here. They might have got a little glue there. I'm trying to pull this through, and they might have got some glue on that strap. These are supposed to slide. It's not really sliding that great. I'll probably mess with it later and see if I can unstick this. This one's not sliding much, but that's okay. It's secured for now. We're not doing any retina detaching maneuvers with this thing today. So we just need to plug it in and get it going. So let me double check and make sure that I have my memory in here, or my proper setup here for this thing. Yeah, I've got the 1700mm CORSAIR model 54. Yeah, out of one of the many radios I had. That'll give you an idea of how many of these there are. So let me undo this, turn it off real quick, put my radio down for a second, and let's power this up. We got our bind plug in, and let's see what we can see here. We are on the stand, and let's get this plugged in. Here we go. We'll go for a bind. You zoom in so y'all can see that a little bit better. All right, here we go. Plug that in. We got a flashing light down there. See if we can bind this up. Press our bind button, turn it on, and let's see what it does.
Binding. DSMX 22 milliseconds. Telemetry. Bind complete.
There's the bind. All right, we are bound up. Ready to rock and roll. Okay, let me release this. It looks like we're good. I'll release the button now. There we go. We'll back off out of here and put the radio down. Let me pull the bind plug out this time. Yesterday I didn't do that when we were doing the CJ6. So we'll get this out of there and we should be fully bound. Got a nice light there and it looks pretty strong. So now what we'll do is we will do a quick check. I'm trying to show you guys a little more of the airplane here. We'll try to see what our flight controls are doing. Make sure things are working. Prop is off the airplane. Looks like we're spinning the proper direction. Throttle's working. Ailerons right and left, those are backwards. So let's just go into the screen menu. This is normally how I'll set stuff up. Go into the travel. No, we'll get out of travel. Go into reverse. There's that. Go into aileron, reverse that. So we got the ailerons moving the correct way. Working nice. Elevator's working the correct direction. Back, down, left, right. Okay, looks like all of our control surfaces are working. And let's see, flaps. Oh, I did not. Oh, you know what? What the heck? Did they already have a flap setting in this? You know, they may already have, like the CJ6 have a flap thing working here. Let me hang on a sec. I got a wire stuck between my flight controls there. All right, I'm gonna have to tap that thing down. I wonder if they got a pre-program already in there for this. They may already have the flap set up on a pre-program because I don't think I activated. I don't think I activated my my flaps on this thing. Let me do this now that we're bound up. Let me put my radio aside here. Let me unplug real fast. Let's get down a little lower here. Let me unplug this really quick. And then let me check my flap menu because I don't think that might be some new FMS program because that happened to us yesterday. Did I activate? Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think I activated the flap menu on this thing. All right, so let's do this. Let's go down here with everything turned off, system set up. Are you sure? Yes. I'm going to go into aircraft type, and I'm going to select the wing type here. Oh, sorry, I don't have that in front of the camera. And let's go one aileron, one flap, because that's all we have is one channel for each. Back off again, just kind of like we did yesterday. And then let's go to main screen. Okay. And then now we'll plug it back in. We'll do sort of a rebind here. Let's get this going again. Let's get this going. Or no, not a rebind, but let's just get it powered up here. There we go. There's a landing gear activating. That's what we've been waiting to see. And let's see what we got. So ailerons are moving, elevators moving, rudders moving. Flaps should be deactivated now. I think that's some program that FMS has somewhere to make the flaps assigned to this switch. I don't really totally get that, but I'm going to go into the flap menu now, so it should be active because we just activated it. I'm going to go into inhibit, and I'm going to press the button. I'm going to select my flap switch to D, and maybe they did that for people that don't have radios that that have a flap function or something. I don't really know. So anyway, with the flaps up, we're going to go ahead and dial this. See where these are going. See if that's moving. Oh, that's position 1. My bad. I'm going the wrong way. There we go. I was wondering why they weren't working. Got to have the switch in position 1, which is takeoff setting. And now I got the menu, of course, right here. So trying to bring those flaps up, or at least to 0, or no, actually to their setting. Actually, let's go to about that. Let's try that just for the heck of it. Okay, so that's actually, you know what? I take that back. I just screwed that whole thing up. Here, hang on a second. Let's go back to 0 again on those. Yeah, that's not really the way to go. I need to go to position 1. Here we go. So now we're up in the up position, we're going to drive that window there to get these things up. So let's go. It's probably going to go all the way to minus 100. Let's see. Flaps are coming up. You can see the flaps coming up there. There we go. Yeah, you guys can't see what I'm seeing. Sorry about that. So up position is here, and that's the takeoff setting, and we'll adjust these later. And then we got to go to full flaps and see where those are at. So let's go to the third menu, the third screen right here, and we'll dial those. As you guys can see here, we're going to get those flaps coming down all the way. So now I'm using the flap system menu. Flaps are coming down further. I kind of blocked that out as I was showing you guys. Sorry about that. So now my flap system, my flaps are working. This is up. This is takeoff setting. That's landing setting. And I'm doing it through the flap system menu. I don't know. Again, there must be some program in the servos or something or in the channel that somehow assigns. The flap servos may have a program in them that FMS put in there. So even if you haven't assigned a flap switch, it'll use this and then this switch. And then you can actually program a speed of the servo. But we use the speed in the servo. We usually program that through this menu. So I'll go into here and I'm going to select 2 seconds because that's usually what I like. 2 or 3 is best. I think 2 is good because it gives you enough time to get them down, but they're coming down quick enough but not too slow. And there we go. So all our flaps are working nicely. And that's it, man. Oh, the next thing we want to do, which is really the first thing you want to do, especially the thing you want to do before you put the prop back on the airplane here, is to just go and activate a throttle cut. I got it highlighted, press the button, it's flashing, select your knob, which it will automatically assign or switch that you want. I just use this one as my safety because, as I told you guys know, I fly like this with my radio. That's the switch I lean on to hold the radio up. I never use it for anything. So it stays like that until I'm ready to fly. And then when I'm ready to fly, I flip that switch, and that's how I hold my radio, and I never mess with it. So use what you're comfortable with. Use a button, use a switch, whatever you like. But just remember that you don't want it to sign. The switch is a safety device, so you don't hurt anybody, including yourself. But at the same time, you don't want to turn it into a self-destruct switch when you're flying your airplane and you accidentally switch it and you don't know. And then you're doing a landing and you go around and you've got no power. So you don't want to throw yourself under the bus by having a switch in such a place that you switch and while you're flying it, and then you don't have any power and you crash the plane because of it. So just make sure you got it in the right place. And then we'll go down here for our, let's scroll down to this box. We're going to make that box black, and we're going to make number 2 white. So what'll happen is in the up position here, I've got throttle. You can see there. So when I'm flying, I got throttle. In any of the other positions, I don't have anything. So that's how you want to set it up. So set it up so you don't trip yourself up. You have it in a place. That's why I have this labeled. I put some heat shrink around this, this red heat shrink, and that's because I use that as a throttle kill on every airplane. This is usually my wing sweep switch for my F-14. I don't know what the heck that's doing. That's assigned to something. But we'll mess with that later. I don't know what that's doing, actually. That's strange. I'll have to look at that and see what that's doing. So, but anyway, that's your throttle kill. Now we're safe to actually put the prop back on the plane with that off. And we're not going to put it on right just this second. What we're going to do is we're going to take a look at how cool the landing gear is on this darn thing. So let's get all of this stuff tucked away. And we're going to extend the gear, and we'll take a quick look at that. So let's get this in place. And let's get this thing turned up. And let's get this out of the way. Slide this out of the way. And let's get this thing up a little bit. All right. And we're going to take a look at the gear. We're going to throw this thing upside down. Oops, just hit my camera. Hit it with some plastic. All right, here we go. Let's get this on the rack. There we go. That's nice. It's sitting there good. All right, let's see if our gear's working here. See what we got. See how nice. This is the first time for you guys, first time for me. I've not seen the gear on this plane other than, just some pictures and stuff. So here, let's hit it. Let's see what it does. There we go. Nice. Very nice. Wow, look at that stuff. Let's zoom in on that. Somebody's opening the garage door. Check that out. Yeah, first time seeing this. Wow, look at that. All ball bearing supported wheels. Those almost look bigger than the old ones. All ball bearing supported wheels. All machined aluminum. This is machined. Got a set screw down here at the bottom. That's cool. You gotta like that. All machined aluminum here, all these anti-rotations. Very cool. It's got a nice little arm for the door. Mechanism for the door looks about the same as the old one, but it looks like they cleaned it up. It looks like actually they refined some of the parts on it a little bit. And yeah, very nice. Wow, it's got the drag pin back here. They used a nice thin one so they don't, it doesn't reduce the integrity of the pin that's actually holding the gear in. So I've seen some where the pin is so thick that it takes away too much metal from your pin and the gear bends easily. So this one, they didn't do that. It looks like the toe is nice. I'm looking at the toe alignment of this thing. Here, let me get my camera up here. The toe looks good, lined up with the center line of the fuselage. It's slightly in, which is perfect. And then this one is just about centered and slightly in too. So they got this one, they got both of them just right. So very nice. Let's let me back off on that a little bit again on the zoom. Let me see if I can angle this a little bit for everybody. I don't want to drop the airplane here. Let me get some of this stuff out of the way. See if I can get in. There we go. Let's cycle this again and see how well it works. This is right out of the box, folks. It's doing pretty good. Very nice. Outstanding. Yeah, very cool. Very clean. And you can see the landing lights down here also shining. So very, very slick. And let's see. Let's extend this. All right, let's see. All right, now my tail wheel is sticking a little bit, so I'm not sure what happened with that. Let's see. Let me get that in the way of the video here so we can see what that looks like. Yeah, the tail wheel's sticking a bit, so let me see. It's kind of getting stuck in the door. So let's turn this around, see if we can figure out why that's happening. So that happens sometimes. There we go. Get the back of the plane over here. Let me walk around. Big airplane, folks. Let's see what we got. Let me get this down here. Yeah, the tail wheel's sticking for some reason. I don't know why. Oh, probably. Oh, the door. Oh, I see what happened here. Let me extend this. I know exactly what's going on. I see what happened. There we go. That's going in. Okay. I see what I did. What I have to do is I got to create a mix because I put that tail wheel, the tail wheel. What it is there's a, let me extend the gear. Here, what you guys will be able to see here is you see the U channel here. There's like a V-notch deal in there that years ago, they've been using this for a long time. And this is only because I made the change. See that V-notch in there? This pin, the steering pin needs to go in there. Let me move this a little bit. The steering pin needs to go in there, but because I made the mod, for this thing, because I changed I took the Y harness out of the steering and did what I did. I kind of changed the way that thing is. So let me unclip this thing real fast. I have to kind of put that mix in, so let's just do that right now. It should be pretty easy to do. I just unplug the plane. So what we're going to do right now is I'm going to make my mix. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go into, let's see, we'll go into mixing. I'm going to create a mix, and I'm going to go to a new mix, and I'm going to take, I'm going to make a normal mix. I don't think I need it to curve. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to create the master is going to be my rudder. And this is only because I separated my rudder and my tail wheel, okay, and put them on separate channels. And that's why that's doing what it's doing, is because I wanted to do it that way on mine. So we'll go to here. Again, the master is the rudder on the big side of the arrow, and the slave is going to be, let's see, flap is there, aux 2, I believe is where I put that. So we don't need a rate, we don't need a switch, but we do need to adjust. Actually, we do need to adjust the rate. So let me do this. Let me plug it back in. Actually, I do need to have it plugged in when I do this. Let's plug this in. There's no stabilization on this thing, so actually, before I do the mix, I'm going to leave the mix as back the way it was. What we have to do is go, actually, I did screw that up, didn't I? Let's get out of, I know exactly what I'm doing here. Let's go back to, let me assign, this is what I got to do. I've got to go back into the main mix menu here. Let's go
50.
No, I don't need that.
Volume 50.
No, I don't need that either. Here we go. I first have to assign the switch. I kind of forgot to do that. We're going to turn the RF off. I'm going to go here into, I think it was channel assign, and then I'm going to go out of this menu, go to the next page right here, and then the aux2 right here. Okay, channel 6 is flap, channel 7 aux2. That's where I plugged in the tail wheel servo. So we're going to activate that, get it to flash, and I'm going to select, whenever I can find it, there we go, the R knob. I know aux3, there's nothing on aux3, so we're going to assign it to the knob. So now we're going to back out of that. So now what I just did, the first step in this process with the whole tail wheel deal, is to assign the tail wheel to something, because I put it in an aux channel. So now that servo should be active. So let me see if I can angle the plane where we can all look at that. You can see right there and this thing's all kind of screwed up because this is spring loaded back to the middle, but let me see if I can get a clearer shot of this. This is kind of a tougher angle, but we can do it. We'll make it happen. So, okay, so now what I did was I've got my rudder that functions, okay, and now I have my tail wheel that turns on this knob. Okay, so we need to move them together. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to center that V channel thing. You see that right there? I'm going to center it first. Then I'm going to retract the gear. Let it all go back in. Now I'm going to extend it again. And now this should plug in. You see, now we've plugged right into that channel right there that you can see. Now my rudder still works, okay, and my tail wheel steers with this knob, so I can now move it. But we want both of them to work with this stick, so now we got to link them together. So all we're going to do with that is I need to make sure, first of all, it's turning the correct direction. So when I turn my knob to the right, is the airplane going to the right? And it doesn't look like it is. I think it's going the other way. Yeah, I got it reversed. So the first thing you got to do is reverse it. So we're going to go into the reverse menu. Let's go into servo setup. Let's go to travel. No, we don't want travel. Let's go to reverse. No, there's reverse. And then we're going to go to that channel, which was aux2. Now I'm going to reverse it. Okay, so now that we've done that, now we've got our knob. I think if I'm looking at the airplane right side upside down here, let me go back here, zoom out a little bit. Now I think it's turning, yeah, right is turning the plane right, and left is turning the plane left. So now they're going in the correct direction. So, but now we got to link them. So here's where we go to the mix menu. So we'll run down there to our mixing menu. There we go. Let me back off on this so everybody can kind of see this. And here, let me go this way. That'll probably be better. I'll go back to that mix that I started creating, which is really the last step to this. We made the rudder the master right here. We made the aux the slave, and then we're going to adjust our rate. So we're going to adjust one side at a time. Notice, well, actually, it depends on one side of the rate is left, the other side is right. So what we're going to do is we're going to, like holding our stick to one side, we're going to make this thing turn in the correct direction that we want it to. So we're going to highlight this square right here. And let me see if I can get this going in the correct, no, that's going the wrong way. We want to go, keep turning it until it goes the other way. We're going to go to like 100. So I think that's, am I steering that the right way? No, I think I'm going the wrong way with that. It's probably minus. Nope, I was going the wrong way. I'm looking at the plane upside down, so it's like screwing me up. We're going to go the other way, I'm pretty sure. So holding the stick to the left, moving the thing all the way in this direction. We're going to go full to 100 or whatever it stops at, 125. There we go. So now we're at 125. When I move the stick to the left now, okay, now it's moving my tail wheel to the left. It's steering the airplane left, along with the rudder. In fact, it should be moving in the same direction the rudder is moving, which it kind of is. So, in fact, I can actually slide that a little bit. Okay, yeah, and this is extra. This is not real plane. You can see right now the way it is. Watch the rudder and the stick. They're now moving in the same direction. So I've got the rudder working with the tail wheel, or the tail wheel working with the rudder, and then now I can also adjust my tail wheel trim without messing up with the rudder. So now we're going to go the other way. We've got to get this. It's not steering to the left, so we have to go to the left. I'm going to deselect that box, reselect this one, and we're going to go minus all the way. So as you see, the tail wheel will slowly be moving in that direction as well. There we go. See, that's moving little by little. There we go. That's full travel. I'm going to deselect it again. And then we are going to, now you can see we've got rudder and tail wheel moving in the correct directions with each other to turn the airplane. But now when we're taxiing, we can also turn our steering, okay, to trim it in the way we want it to go. So we can trim it on the ground without affecting the flight rudder. So that's it. That's all I was trying to do. You guys don't have to do this. You can just wire it up the way the plane manual says to do it, and you'll be good to go. So you don't have to go to all this crazy extent. This thing's trying to roll on me already. It knows I want to fly upside down. Let's see. All right, so let's take a quick look. Now that we've got it all set up and good to go, let me just turn it to its side a little bit here without bumping it up too much. And let's watch that tail wheel, how that retracts. It should retract perfectly now. And again, you won't run into this problem unless you do the mixing that I did, and I just do that because I like to do that. So, and let me back off out of that menu, and let's cycle that tail wheel. And now it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. And that's it. Let's extend it. And there we go. It opens and it goes right into that notch. Now, the reason that the doors are not kind of opening all the way is they're spring loaded. There's a little trapeze type mechanism that you guys can probably see in there. I'll kind of zoom down on it. It's just a spring load. It's not like a direct thing. So if you look down in there, it's not a direct drive. This is just like a little mechanism. So when the airplane's upright, the doors are probably going to drop just fine. So it's not a huge deal, really. It's just that's kind of like what this mechanism is. So, there's my light back on. My light turned off. And that's really it. That's how it works. But that has to plug. That thing has to go in. That U channel, which I'm going to try and move here for you again. That U channel has to be straight, that little V-notch thing, for it to work. And the only reason it did that is because I was screwing around with separating the two channels. So, don't let that set you off. That's just kind of how I did it. This isn't something that you have to do. So, anyway, let's try, if we can, to get kind of a full view of this stuff. And we're going to put this on the table here shortly. This is a big plane. It's probably the biggest one I've done yet so far here. But you can see our landing light, or our wingtip light, really nice and bright. We've got our other one. In fact, let me turn it this way, and let's take a look at the gear sort of in its full deal here. Get in on all of them. There they are. And that's kind of the gear in its full glory, working properly. So right out of the box, works fantastic. There's your doors. Beautiful. Very nice. Again, the only reason we had that little snag back here was because I decided to split the rudder and the tail wheel steering, just to be a little fancier, so I can trim that with the knob. And that's really it. So let's extend them again. And that is it for the extension. Again, we'll mess with this during the flight. These are just not opening all the way because they're spring loaded, and I think the gravity, I may need to tighten up that spring a little bit too, maybe pull a loop or two off. But again, we'll talk about that during the flight. But as long as they're going back in, they're good. Mostly as long as they come down. This aluminum landing gear is top notch, man. This is some nice stuff. Vastly overdue, for this airplane, getting this aluminum gear on here. Wow. Just hat is off, man, to the FMS guys. So let me grab these grab one of these drop tanks, put these babies on, see how these go. Yeah, real nice. Very cool. Let's get that one. And then I removed another one and put it someplace. The heck did I put that other drop tank? It disappeared on me. But that's it for how the drop tanks go on. That's pretty, I dropped it over here. I dropped my drop tank. All right, let's see. That goes on. And again, you got those. I'm not going to stick well, I guess I could stick the missiles back on. What the heck? Why don't we do it? Let's get those in place so we can kind of do the full reveal in all of its glory there, just for the heck of it. I normally don't fly with missiles and bombs. We will for sure do it with this. Or missiles and drop tanks, I should say, just because it slows the airplane down a little bit, even though this plane's probably not going to have any problem with that. But let's put them on there just for the heck of showing it here with everything on it. Get this out of here. Let's see, we'll pull that out. Stick this in its place. Very nice glove. Is that the right side on it? Oh, I got the wrong side, I think. No, is that the right side? It should be. No, I got the wrong side on. That explains it. All right, they look the same, sort of, so that can happen. And let's see where I put the other stack of missiles, which I thought, I lost my missiles. Where the heck are those things? Where do those things go? The heck? Well, let me do this one on this side. Oh, I put it right in the middle. Duh. You guys got to shout at me. I got to have this thing where I can talk to everybody. There we go. We'll slide that in place. There we go. I'm going to pull the screw out of here. Turn my camera there. Get my screw. We're going to get this in place. The next step on this deal is going to be to just neutralize the flight controls, get the flaps set. I'll put some elevator flap mixing in. We'll talk about that during the flight demo. And then this, we can just put this aside. I'll stick that on the table there. Let's get this one off of here. Let's see. We'll definitely do a flight with the ordnance and all that stuff on there. We'll just put it on the table so kind of everybody can see it. It's just easier to handle it without the missiles and stuff. But let's kind of get it on there. Yeah, that comes off easy. Wow. Yeah, these fit way, way better than the original ones did. Although they're the same part. They did something to revise them, or they did something to make them not warp or made them straight or something. And now they're nicer, so much nicer. Wow, look at that. And I would gather it probably would look nice if you painted these missiles or something. But wow, look at that. Very, very nice. So I think that's really it, guys, for the setup on this deal. Really all we got to do, let me make sure my safety is off, or safety's on, I should say. And then let's throw the prop on this thing. And we're going to get it on the table. I'm going to have to move my camera, though, because this thing is big. Here, let's see. We're almost ready for the full reveal here. Still got 180 guys watching. I appreciate everybody coming. I'm ready to get this on the table. This is pretty good, man. This is a beautiful build. Very fun. Yeah, no issues, really, other than me mixing up, some of those servos and stuff. Or, yeah, let's see. Let's get this in place. Let's get this locked in. Let's get this thing straight up. I'm just trying to line up the hex because I've got my thing mounted here in such a way, my stand, where it doesn't really allow the prop to move, but that's okay. A little added measure of safety there. Here, I will get a wrench real quick, or see if I can get an open end wrench here. Yeah, there it is. Reaching in my toolbox here, guys. Let me grab this thing. I didn't put the pitot tube on. All right. Pitot tube's like the last thing here. Let's see. That's like the last thing. But if I put it on now, I'll break it when I bring it to the table. So I'll put it on the table there. Okay, I see where I put it. And let's get this tied down. Just with an open end adjustable wrench here. Tighten that. Not too tight, but man, that prop is big. Prop is big. Let's get this on here. There we go. That's on there nice and tight, or at least decent for now. And then I'm going to get rid of, in fact, I'm going to put the safeties on, so we should be good. Should be the operative word. Let's get the canopy latch. I tell you what, you can even latch the canopy on this thing, or the cover with this thing inverted. This is like the best stand, man. This thing just makes my life so much easier. All right, let's see. We'll get that out of the way. I'm going to reverse this. I'm going to flip it over here. You can all kind of see what it looks like, and I'll clear space on the table to get it on there. So, but yeah, really, really nice. Wow, super, super cool. Let me back this up a little bit, and let me turn this. I'm going to unlatch my camera here a little bit. I'm going to loosen it up. Just turn this a little bit, and we're going to run the prop for just a second here. Make sure it's spinning properly. I'm going to get behind it here. There we go. And let me turn that so I can see it. There we go. Perfect. So I'll come off of safety here, which I am. And looks like we got prop. Ooh, smooth as glass. Very nice. Let me hit the safety. I'm going to do a quick throttle calibration, which we don't really have to do right now, but I am going to do it. So we're going to take, let me put that down for 1 second. Let me angle the camera a little bit so we can see it a little bit better. Let's see. We'll get it up a little bit. My instructions just fell. Lock the camera down. There we go. And we'll do a throttle cal here. Let's do that. Just going to unplug this real quick. Let me get my, so I can see what I'm doing. Angle my thing, my screen. And again, we'll tile this down later, and we'll talk about that during the flight demo. So let's get, let's unplug really fast, because sometimes the throttle calibrate. Throttle's not smooth enough when startup, or you don't have the full range. So what we'll do is with this unplugged, throttle's to full, safety has to be off. You have to have it live in order to do this, otherwise it won't recognize the thing. So we'll put that down for a second. We'll plug it in. I've never had one take off on me before. They always stay, but I've got it with my knee. So plug it in real quick and let it boot. And as it boots, we'll bring the throttle to idle. And that should be it. That should be our calibration. The throttle should be now a lot smoother when I advance it. Yeah, it pulls up nice and smooth now. That's it. It's nice and gentle, nothing crazy. And there we go. It's firing up. I don't even want to power it up because it'll go all over the darn place. Let me hit my safety, hit my kill, so our throttle is dead. And let's get this on the table, guys. Y'all ready to see it on the table, on the runway? It's the runway model for the day. Let's see if we can get this where it needs to be. I got too many boxes up here. Let me move this stuff around. Shift this a little bit. A little box stack in here. Gonna drive this back. Oh, this is beautiful, man. Holy smokes. This thing is nice. All right, let me get my stand out of here. Do a little shifting. In fact, let me undo this. Like I said, guys, if you guys want to get one of these stands, they are Horizon. They're the best FMS. Got the links in the description below for really all this stuff. So check it out. Very nice stand. Get that out of the way. I'm probably going to have to slide some stuff. Let me take a couple things off my table here. And let me shift this around. And let me get a few things off the table here. I got some wheel chocks. I'm hoping this is going to fit on the table. I was kind of saying to myself, man, this might not actually fit on my table. But here, stand by a second. Let me just move a few things. This is a little different than some of the other planes because it's just so darn big. And got a lot of people watching. This is nice. Grab my drink bottle, put this here, and let's move this thing over to where it's supposed to be. So let's go pick it up. All right, we are plugged in, we're powered on. I'm gonna stick this below. All right, let me grab this thing and move this over to my table. All right, you guys good to go? Here we go. Let's get this out of the way. All right, it is together. Very easy assembly, folks. Very, very nice. Let's just see if we're going to be able to. I'm going to move my camera here out of the way. Here we go. We'll get this on the table if it will fit. So let's see here. I think it's going to barely make the grade on the table here. So let's see. It fits barely, but it fits. In fact, let's go ahead. Let me flip the camera for everybody. Let's switch us over. Get off the build cam. Go back to the Logitech. And let's go. Let me transition y'all on over. Let's see what we got here. Dun-dun-dun. Why am I showing an old picture there? All right, let's see. Go to Logitech. Let's transition. I don't know why I'm not showing that. What the heck? You guys seeing me okay? I'm just having a little camera malfunction on the reveal here. I don't know what's up with that. Let's see. We should have this working okay. I see you guys in the chat. Somebody comment if you can hear me okay, because I'm just having a camera switching problem here, and I'm not sure why. Let's see. Let's see. No, it's not doing what that's supposed to be doing. All right, let me get this out of here. Just trying to switch over cameras, folks, and it's not. It's like showing a previous. Here, let me undo this real quick. Let's see here. All right, you guys see me okay? I do not know why that is not working. All right, we should be on there. I got the second camera selected. Let me minimize this. All right. Let's see if I can type something. Are you guys with me still? It says stream's in excellent condition. For some reason, I'm just having a technical difficulty with the camera here. So chat with me if you guys got it. Try to hit hey on there. Let's do this. Let me try and undock this. No, it's not letting me do that. No. All right, guys, text me something if you got it, because I'm just having a camera switch issue for some strange reason. I'm not sure why. Try to hit hey on there. Yeah, picture froze. Let me just try to clean that up, guys. I don't know why, but let me just mess with this. Oh, do that. I'm now hearing stuff, so let's see if we can get. I don't know what happened to this thing. It's like. I'm just having a camera. All right, I see the text coming across, guys. For some reason, I'm just having like my Logitech webcam is not transitioning back. Let me just try to clean that up, guys. I don't know why, but let me just mess with this. Just give me a sec. We're playing with it here, trying to get it. We're on the desk. Everything's ready to rock. My stupid OBS is not letting me get back to the camera, though, for some reason. So I see the text coming across, guys. For some reason, I'm just having like my Logitech webcam is not. Let's see. Not transitioning. Tell me what you guys are seeing. Are you guys seeing a frozen screen? If so, okay. Deathy is 22. If so, unplug and replug the USB. Okay, let's try that. I'll go with you on that. Let me try that out. I think it's this one. Let's go. I'll take your word for it, my man. Let's go with this. Tell me what you guys are seeing. Are you guys seeing a frozen screen? Let's see. So, okay, Deathy is 22. So unplug and replug the USB. Okay, let's try that. I'm trying that. It's just showing it's funny. It's showing a frozen screen on my USB. Just stand by a sec. If I have to, I'll just flip the other camera back around. So, but yeah, it's like my Logitech is not lit up like my regular webcam. It's like it died or something. I don't know why. It's plugged in. It's working. It's just it's funny. It's showing a frozen screen on my USB. Yeah, the OBS is just not letting me switch back. So, if you guys want to throw some ideas at me, let's see. Yeah. Go back to the build cam. Yeah, that's probably what I'm going to have to do, because for some reason this camera's not. It's just like it's not working or something. Give me a sec. Still working it out. Yeah, the OBS is just not letting me switch back. So. All right. Well, if we got to switch it, we'll switch it. Let's see. Yeah. Go back to the build cam. Yeah, that's probably wonderful OBS. It's showing the camera, but it's got a. It's got a frozen frame from before I even move to the other camera. That's great. Let's see. All right, we're gonna switch camera. I don't know what it's doing. Like the camera just like shut off or something. Here, give me a sec, guys. I'm still here. If you guys can see me, I'm still here. Give me a second. I'm still with you. Stand by one. Let me close this window down. Let me close this down. I'll be switching cameras in a second, guys, if I can't get this working. Yeah, let me pause this. Very strange. Let me try another USB real quick. Give me a second. Another USB swap. Let's try that. Stand by one. Nope, not working. Okay. Close this window down. You guys are there. I'm going to go down to let me function. Let me get back on the volume here. Yeah, we'll get rid of that. All right, we're just going to use the build cam, guys. I'm going to go back to that. I hope that's going to work. Hopefully that'll transition back. Yeah, it looks like we got that. So here, guys, let me switch it back. I'm just going to use my just going to use, if you guys can see me here, I'm just going to use my other camera. Just going to turn it around here. Just do this the old school with the regular. Yep, got lots of messes there. You guys can kind of see what I'm doing there. And that's it. We're on the regular camera, the build cam, but I don't know what happened to my Logitech. That stupid thing died. So here we go, guys. It's almost the same screen, just a little different. Actually, I might have had to do this to start with anyway, because darn, that's a big plane. You can see right there. And let me go ahead and get in there. You guys can see what I'm doing. So very cool airplane, though, guys. Give me a thumbs up if y'all got that picture. That should be working okay, and I'll walk around here. So how's everybody doing with that? Is that working okay? Let's see. This thing is so big. All right, let's see. Sorry for that technical difficulty, guys. I still don't understand. It's like my Logitech. It's like it went to sleep, like the lights on it are not on. So I don't know what on earth happened to that Logitech. I tried to unplug and replug, but you know, it really won't do anything. Let me check out y'all. I'm back on the chat now. I can kind of see what you guys are doing now here. So how's that looking, guys? Is it good? Yeah, it does look like my webcam died because there's no lights on it. It's plugged in. It's not doing anything. So it's kind of like almost like it got unplugged or something. It's weird from my laptop here. So we got a dead USB. Yeah, it's not lighting up. Yeah, that's kind of a pain. All right, well, anyway, hey, we're back in action, guys. Here we go. This is it. Beautiful. And there's the reveal, guys. That's what it looks like. It's funny. I got to look here now. I'm looking at the webcam, so that's kind of messing with me a little bit. In fact, you know what I can do, just so I'm not too screwed up with this whole thing. What I'll do is I'll move this. I'll just move this camera a little closer. Actually, it's kind of a good test of the system, the backup here, because the way that this is set up, the way my cameras are all set up, I can actually do this easily. In the event this happens again, it's actually a relatively easy kind of camera shift. I'm just gonna kind of move this a little bit. So yeah, that works pretty good. Not too bad. And that is it, guys. That's the plane fully together, or mostly anyway. So awesome. All right, very good. That'll do it, I think. Yeah, move the camera. Always technical difficulties. So, but hey, we got it. We got it. So one last thing here. Here's the here's the pitot tube. I'm going to take this thing. In fact, I'm going to zoom in on it so you guys can see. Screw that Logitech thing, man. Let's send that thing back. And let's get back here. Hopefully this will zoom in on this, I hope. But this baby just screws right on. Really, really nice. See how nice that thing is? It's just awesome. Very, very cool. That is the nicest pitot tube I think I've seen on a plane. It just screws right on there. So hopefully you guys can see that as we zoom. Yeah, there we go. See how nice that is? Very sharp. Nice on the wingtip. So, and man, that is it. Let me see if I can get the stabilizers back on. There we go. Excellent. And that's it, guys. All our glory. I'll get to the chat log here again and start talking to you guys. Sweet, just outstanding. Let me get to the, actually I'll stare at this thing. The weird thing is I'm usually looking at the screen, and now I can see the screen, but it's kind of far. So that's it, guys. I'm going to probably be looking down there at the chat window and stuff, but you can see how massive this thing is. It went together great. I mean, it's pretty stellar. Let me reach down here and grab my radio. I can make the prop hot here. You can see, turns nice, and we'll kill it so it's not moving. Ailerons are working nice. Elevator's working nice. That's a lot of elevator throw. I'll be adjusting that. We'll talk about that during the flight demo. We got our tail wheel and our rudder working okay. And we've got our trim with the knob working for our tail wheel, so that works beautifully. And our flaps are working nice. Stellar model. Just very, very cool, folks. The next step for this thing, and I got the wheels, or one of the wheels chalked anyway. The next step for this thing, for me, before I fly it, is that I'll make sure everything's neutral. All the flight controls have to get neutralized. There's a big dog. The big dog. We'll put this right down here. and we'll put the tail down there so you guys can get another angle of it. We'll neutralize at this point all the flight controls. So we'll make sure that these are all neutral. These are all neutral. Elevator's neutral. Rudder is neutral. Everything's centered. We'll just twist the ball linkages however that we might have to, just to get them centered. Then we'll put in all the throws and everything, make sure the throws are right. And that's it, guys. Really nice plane. FMS has hit it out of the park with this thing, with the refit they did on this. It's really stellar. It went together perfectly fine. No snags at all. The only snag I had was just because I deprogrammed I took the Y harness feature thing out of the rudder and just decided to do it separately. But you don't have to do that. If you do it, it's pretty easy to work through it actually. But just an awesome plane, man. This thing, I can't wait to get this out. It's big though. That's the deal with it, guys. It's a big, big bird, just like the older version of it. So, but very, very sweet. So anyway, folks, that is the deal on this. Let me see if I can get back and check out some of y'all's chats. I'm going to actually move my keyboard. I got to change my configuration here because I can't see a thing. Let me get back to my keyboard. I'm going to move this a little bit, having to rearrange all this. It would have been nicer if my stupid webcam worked. That baby's going right back to Amazon. So, all right, let's see. Yes, it does have flaps. Flaps are working great. And let's see what we got. Let's get to some of the messages here. Let's see if I can get to some of this stuff. Feel free, guys, to throw some questions out. What time is it now? It's 5 o'clock. We started this at 2, so it's been 3 hours, man. Let me get to OBS, or let me get back here. 192 guys watching. I really want to thank everyone for coming. This has been a little bit of work, but not bad. I don't mind doing it. It's nice to have a big crowd of guys watching this thing. So I hope everybody really liked it. Yeah, the new color. Let me see if I can get to some of these comments a little easier. And in fact, you know what I'm going to do? I've got a second computer that actually makes my life a little easier. I'm just going to walk around here. I hope you guys don't mind. Let me go over here, unplug this. Let me go to, I'm going to grab another computer that I can actually kind of get in on a little bit better than this one, just because this one's kind of, because of the wing on this plane. Let me move this around. All right, here we go. This way I can talk with you guys. Got computers everywhere. It's like the Starship Enterprise back here. I got all this stuff like laid out. So let me get back to my OBS here a little bit. Let me get this window a little bit bigger so I can see what everybody's doing. I'm just moving a couple windows around due to the technical difficulties that we've had. Let me get this thing going here. All right, let's see what we got. Get to my channel here. I'm just switching to the other thing on this computer here. And let me click on this, kill the volume, and let's see what we got. All right, here we go. I'm back on and I can see better now. Someone says, EQRC says, I could start buying these big fighters, waiting for big twins to be 2,000 millimeters. Yeah, built by FMS quality. It doesn't have flaps. Yes, flaps are working great. So flaps are operating just fine. And we can even flip it around again if you guys want to see it. Northeast FPV says, time well spent. See the flaps from behind again. Yeah, I'll flip it around here in a second. Let's see. On my wish list. Got late though. Let's see what else. Thanks for a great video. Hope to see it flying soon. Yeah, we'll get it out there very shortly. Stand the plane on its nose and stand up next to it so we can see the real size comparison. Okay, somebody wants to see that. Here, let's go. I'll do it. I'll make it happen. It's kind of going to be hard to do though because I can't, because this thing is so darn big. And I've got a Tiger Cat up above it. So let's see. I'll do my best with it here. This is the size of it. I can't really stand it up on the ground, but there we go. That's how massive of an airplane this is. We'll have some pictures of it with me out there. And in fact, if you guys want to watch my current video of this, the old version of it, which is the same size, you know, check it out on my channel. Just type in, you know, FMS 1700mm F4U-4 CORSAIR or F4U-4 CORSAIR RCINFORMER, and you'll find it. So, but that's the size of this thing compared to me as best as I can get it with my camera arrangement there. So we'll get this thing down. We'll put this back on the earth here, or on the table here. And then let me I got a box over there. It's in the way of, hang on a second. I don't want to drop it. Yeah, this dog is big. So very cool. And I'm probably going to break this pitot tube off. So I'm going to unscrew this because I just scraped it. It's like I told you guys. I got to remember to look at that camera. Like I said, I'm all messed up a little bit because the camera and everything's in the wrong place. Here's the flap operation for anybody that wants to see. A couple guys asked about that. You can see them dropping slowly. They work perfectly. You can get back there in the assembly and see how we did all that. Ailerons are working nice. Flaps going back up. And then the landing gear is awesome, which we all just saw. So, yeah, very, very cool, guys. Very nice model. Everything went together well. Again, no snags. And let me get back to a couple of these questions here. Let's see. Let's stay on the plane. Also, we did that. Man, the plane gives me half. I'm not going to say that. Let's see. Good thing I stopped there. Flies on 6, 5K, and 4K. Not sure what that means. Oh, yeah, 6S. You can go up to 7,000. Like I said, I think the best battery that I'm going to end up using for this is this SPEKTRUM 7030C. But, yeah, man, go as big as you want. The space in there is huge, as you guys just saw, you know, from the setup of it. Let's see. Rich Kenny would be so proud of you. Give him a run for the money. Laugh out loud. What does that mean? Rich Kenny would be so proud of you. Give him a run for the money. I'm not sure what that means. Let's see. Does it have? Geez, this thing cycled real quick. Does it have a stab mode? A stabba mode from FMS? No, there's no flight stabilizer in this. It doesn't come. This one didn't come with one, so it doesn't need it. I've been flying this for almost a decade. The early version, same plane, you know, same size. No stabilizer. It doesn't need one. You can put one in, and it'll make it even better. But you really don't need it. You need a larger man cave. Dale RB Sr. said, yes, I do need a larger man cave. All your videos on your planes have been great, Rich. Keep up the good job you do for us and all our hobby. I appreciate that, Wilson White Owl. And guys, I do appreciate it. I've gotten a couple super chats here and there, but I'm not really concerned with that. Again, like I've always said before, I'd rather you guys just keep your money. Buy yourself a really good airplane, and if you guys do buy a plane, use our links in the description below all our videos, or ask me for a link. I'll send it to you. Make sure you get it, because that way you guys get the plane. Doesn't cost you anything else, and then we get a little commission for that. It supports the channel, and we appreciate that. At no cost to you guys, you can back us up by doing that. And otherwise, yeah, guys, like and subscribe, share our videos to everybody. We're about to hit the 20,000 mark, so we're going to have a good giveaway for that, or a bunch of giveaways, actually. So, yeah, appreciate that. Yeah, I need a larger man cave. I was thinking about getting a bigger house with a shop and all that stuff. I was thinking about even buying my own runway. So, looking into that. Let's see. Jet Tech Don Atkins, great Christmas present for myself. We'll change livery to Marines Corps VMF 222. My pop was crew chief on that squadron. No, that's cool. All right, very cool to know. Deathius 92 FMS or E-flite for John Scale Warbirds. Looking for a good Mustang. Okay, FMS or E-flite for Scale Warbirds. Looking for good. Oh, good Mustang. Probably the best Mustang to get. I don't have the box here. Is the P51, the 1.5 meter E-flite. Awesome airplane, 6-cell powered, whole deal. Or the FMS plane, the FMS Red Tail Mustang. That one's awesome. I've got tons of videos of that thing flying that thing. So those are both two really good ones. So let's see. Oh, wait, hey, someone local here. Let's see. Tiger Cat or the Corsair's decisions. Yeah, that's a tough call on that. I'm a Tiger Cat fan. That's my favorite plane. So, I always got to go with that. But man, this is the single engine version of it. So it's pretty awesome. The suspension on this is killer, and this new one is out of this world. So all right, let's see what we got. Who was the local guy? Someone local here. Let's see. Brian Chambers. Here, George Manuel. Oh yeah, okay. George Manuel's here. Nice, Rich, your neighbor, half mile up the street. Yeah. He was at RC World. It used to be a field up the road, RC World, but they built houses there. So no more RC World. So anyway, I wish we still had that. What's the price for this bird going for in Europe? I do not know. 2100mm next. I'm not sure. Dale says Socal RC Flyers, 400 euros. Somebody said. Can you show us testing CG? That will be interesting. Yeah. And during the flight demo, I'll get into the CG. I just remember the book CG of 120, or this one they said 125 or something. It seemed too far aft for me. It seemed like 100 or 110 was best. I'll have to look into it. When we fly it, we'll talk about CG though. We'll definitely get into all that stuff. Michael Halliday, I'm impressed. Love the upgrades that FMS have done. The original flew so well. It did. Definitely worth the redesign. And it's not that much more expensive, guys. It's probably another 30 bucks, 20 bucks, 50 bucks or something. It's not that much more, and it's totally worth it what they did. There's ball bearings in these wheels. I don't even remember if the original one had those, but they spin really nice. Let's see. Best Mustang, 1700mm Red Tails, Great Flyer. Yes, Wilson Night Owl, I agree. I got lots of videos. Got a good video of that on my channel. So, in fact, we're going to be at an event here. Let me see if I can get this. Let me see if I can get this thing. Let me see if I can put this thing up here. We are going to be. Let me transition this. So this is working at least. I think we're going to go to this Osceola Flyers, October 24th. I put the flyer up here for you guys. Victor sent me this, Victor Poport, and he's all the information's on this card. I'll probably post this on the on my Instagram. I'll probably post this also on the community tab on YouTube as well, so everybody can see this, because we'll probably be there next week. And I think I'm going to this. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure I'm going down there with some planes. Probably bring this one too, so we'll be flying it there if you guys want to come on out. Let's see, Greg Ertman. Now we need an FW190 this size. It'd be nice if they made them all this size. I want a whole series of 1700s. That would be nice. Great job from Australia, Enzo Man 61. Thanks for coming. Would love to see the Corsair in an F2G. Yeah, that would be cool. But you could paint it. I don't know if they're going to make one just for that, but yeah, you could paint it. I like this Navy Jacksonville scheme. It's cool with the orange on the back. That's pretty slick. Let's see. Best Mustang 1700mm Red Tail Gray Frost Smooth. Yep. Pontiac F. Yes, there's definitely not enough German warplanes out lately. Yep. You got to remember, guys, when they design these things and they engineer them and then they decide to produce them, they have to do it on the kind of understanding that they're going to sell enough of them. Otherwise, they don't get their money back. You know. Probably production costs on this airplane when they first, tooled it, and in today's dollars, you're probably looking, at $60,000 to $80,000 for the tooling cost and production cost to get it. And then when you do a production run of an airplane this big, you have to have like a minimum order quantity, whoever's going to buy them and sell them, or whoever's going to purchase them. And in this case, FMS, if FMS is selling it direct, and then of course, Horizon Hobby that carries them, they have to buy a certain number too, and usually it's at least into the hundreds, like 500 models or something, or 1,000 or two. So that's usually a multiple $100,000 proposition to just for the purchase of the airplanes, to do an assembly or to do a production run of them. So it's some big money making these things. So they got to decide, if we produce this plane, do we think we're going to sell enough of them? So that's kind of how they determine all of that stuff. So let's see. So the E-flite Mustang is very new for this year. Yeah, E-flite Mustang's awesome. I mean, we got videos of it. I filmed the crap out of it. I just got to get those videos out. It's definitely an awesome bird. I highly recommend that one. So, and we'll have videos out of it soon. And if you get one, please use my link. I appreciate that. Even if you use a Horizon link, the way the whole thing works, like if you were to use the Horizon link under the video for this airplane, like right now, and go to Horizon Hobby through my link, and then go to the Mustang page, put it in your cart and buy it, that supports us too. We get a commissioner for that. That's how the affiliate marketing thing works. So anytime you click on my link, it takes you to Horizon's page, and then you buy anything that supports us. It doesn't have to be just what we're showing you guys. So anyway, we appreciate that, guys. It's awesome. And it's free for you guys to do that. It doesn't cost you guys a dime more. Let's see, 1450 Red Tail also. Let's see. Yeah. E-flite Mustang is very new. Yeah. Let's see. 2310 here in South Africa for Douglas Neft. NEFDT. That's a tough one. So yeah, man, I tried to do it early enough where you guys could at least get in here and see. So can't accommodate everybody, but I'm trying to. Let's see. John T's on there, and he says, what is he saying? Depending on where in Europe you can get, price will vary. Different distributors. I would budget 600 pounds, I guess that is, or something. Yeah, it's $500 US. That's for sure. Well done with all your work with FMS, Rich. Has really paid off with some brilliant upgrades. Michael Halliday. We'll look forward to the flight review. Thank you very much. Victor Poport, thanks for the promo. Just came from the field, and it was an awesome day. Okay, it seems windy outside, but we'll have this out there. In fact, Victor, we'll probably bring this out. So, but I had to get it done today, and that's why I did the CJ6 yesterday. I had to get this together so we can go fly it. I got to get some video shot of it, and hopefully we'll bring it out next weekend and stuff. So yeah, don't mind helping out at all. And let's see, scrolling down. All right, we got 100 watchers. It looks like it's tapering off, but man, I really appreciate it, guys. Thank you all for coming by and watching this this world unveiling, the world premiere of this baby. We've been waiting for this a long time. I know I talked with FMS years ago. Jason Valit, thanks for the video, Rich. Please pass the video around and share it with everybody. But I talked to FMS about this plane 2 years ago after the Tiger Cat came out, and I said, hey guys, you got to redo the Corsair. You've got to retool it and bring it up to the Tiger Cat standards. And finally, they did it. So I'm going to stick this pitot tube back on. Let me turn that around. That's probably when I'll break it off. But let me get it back on there because I'm going to flip the airplane back around so you guys can see it again, front ways anyway. So let's get this up. It's a big dog. I'm going to leave the tail wheel on the ground there for just a bit. All right, let me turn this around. I know I got my safety on. It's much easier to handle this when you've got the missiles and stuff not on it. But let's get this down there. All right, nice touchdown. Not tweak the elevator there. All right, there we go. That's going right down in. I got some battery wheel chocks there. And that's it. Let me get the Osceola. Let me get this thing off of there. I've kind of promoted enough. Get the pro. But guys, come to Osceola Flyers. We'll be there. Let me transition. There we go, guys. And that is it in all of its awesome glory. I'm totally pumped to get this one out there. Just got to get it trimmed and tuned. I'll probably mess with that tonight or tomorrow. So, and that's it. So, let's see. Thanks for a great show again. Might drive to Kissimmee next weekend. Yes. Looks great, Rich. Going to be picking this up, but thanks for helping make that decision on the 1700mm Red Tail. Yeah, if you get the FMS Red Tail, it's a nice airplane. I mean, you'll like it. It's awesome. I've flown the crap out of it for years now. So it's a slightly older design, kind of like, the original Corsair was. And now we have a Corsair that's been updated. So if you were to get that E-flite Mustang, it's a little bit smaller than the 1700. It's 1.5 meters, but it is updated. That's like a more modern version. So you can either go with the red tail that's bigger, slightly older design, but still a great airplane, or you can go with the newer design, E-flite 1.5 meter, and it's a little smaller, but still a nice big size, and it's fully modernized. It's all updated. So whichever way you want to go, both are awesome planes. I really can't knock either one. So. Let's see. So hopefully we'll see Pontiac F. May drive up to Kissimmee for next weekend. All right. Let's see. Wheel spin models in the UK are asking 501 pounds, I guess is what he's saying. Oh my God, it's time to sell the kids and get this in the hangar. Yep. My miss is going to kill me when the courier brings this to my door. Yeah, that's cool. So I solved that problem, and I'm not recommending this. I solved that problem by just getting divorced, getting a great girlfriend. That worked for me perfectly. So that was my solution to that. It worked well. And Amy is a doll. So, and she's going to be, we're going to be doing some pictures of her with the Corsair too. So she really wants to get in on that. So we'll do some, we'll find an outfit for her, something cool to wear, do some nose art type photos, pinup girl type stuff. So we'll be doing all that. let's see. I got it and happy with it. Got both 1700 and 1450, all updates. Okay. David Clellan. Yeah, somebody's laughing. Yeah. Sometimes you got to get divorced to get your airplanes, you know. Sometimes it works that way. So, oh well, whatever. Don't spend too much time on your planes though, and get divorced because of it. So, you know. So, but anyway, for me, it worked better this way. So, anyway, guys, I think we're going to close it out. It's been 3 hours and 20 minutes. It's been awesome. I've loved putting this together for you guys. Like I said, please like and share, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you guys get alerted when we got new videos out. And we do appreciate all these awesome comments. You guys are great. I mean, we had 200 and something watchers during this or more. I'll have to look at the peak number, but that's a lot for a Saturday afternoon and everything. And we appreciate you guys watching. We'll have more coming. We got more stuff coming from FMS. We'll be doing the Atlas crawler here real soon. We got that the other day. And of course, we got the FMS Rafale soon. So stay tuned for that. We'll definitely be breaking out the Perrier for that. So Vive la France, you know, we'll be doing the Rafale is going to be sweet, guys. We're dying to, and we're going to do that. We're going to do that, guys, in the exact same format as this. It's actually going to be easier because that plane goes together with, I think, 6 screws or something like that, and it's not as massive. It is big, but it's not as massive as this. So because it's a swept wing jet or a delta wing jet. So, but we will have that. So stay tuned. We got a lot of more videos launching all the time of things that I've already filmed, like from last weekend. You know, we had that event last weekend. We did. And we got a lot of pictures from that. So we'll be putting up videos for that. Me, Gavin, Wesley, Mary Boozer, all those guys, we all flying together a lot now. So, yeah, I have a custom graphic pinup girl, Deathius92 said, on one of my Tiger Cats. I have her on the nose. So we'll be doing that some more. So I'll be putting her on the plane more often. So let's see. Please, can you check the real weight of the plane without the battery? At the moment, no, but yes, I can do that. Haha, my planes were the only thing that made it out of the last divorce. Merlin RC said, yeah, I kept my motorcycle, which was good. So, and I kept my planes too, so I guess that's good. I got my planes and my motorcycle, so that's all good. Rich, do you know if FMS is going to bring back the big, beautiful doll 1700mm Mustang? That would be sweet if they did. They might just update the red tail, but I'm not sure. So I would imagine if they update the red tail or the Mustang, the 1700, they'll probably use a different color scheme. Maybe they will do the blue, big, beautiful doll. That would be actually a good option because it was such a famous plane. I think it crashed the full scale. I don't know. I think it did. At what was that event? But anyway, all right. Take care. Hope to see you on a live stream. That's Wilson Mal White. All right, guys. I think we're gonna head out of there. Does it fly as well as a P-47? All of them fly great. I prefer the way a Corsair flies, personally. But the P-47 flies fantastic. So. All right, Dave Clellan's back on board. Oh, he just got a drink. Yeah, I know what you mean. So, but I think I'm getting ready to bail, guys. I think it's almost time to eat here. Amy's probably down there either cooking up a storm or telling me, hey, we got to eat something. So, yeah, crashed at Duxford 2011, collided with a Sky Raider. Yeah, actually, it was the Sky Raider that collided with the Mustang because the Sky Raider came up under the Mustang and bent the tail, and that guy, tell you, the pilot of that Mustang, he punched out, he bailed at just the last possible second, and man, he made it. I mean, that was a close call. He tried to save the plane at the last for a couple seconds and then realized it ain't happening. He got out, his chute opened just before, you know, he touched the ground, so he made it out of that. That was good. Yeah, that was Duxford. Yeah, that was horrible. Yeah, that guy with the Sky Raider, I mean, he just wasn't looking. I mean, because the Mustang was there, Sky Raider came up behind him, and the Mustang wouldn't have known. It's just the Sky Raider wasn't looking where it was going clearly. So, all right, guys, we're going to close it out. Once again, I appreciate it. Check out our merch store below. Check our links below. Watch all our videos. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, all that stuff. Please purchase through our links, guys. We do appreciate that. That's the biggest way you guys can support our channel, in addition to liking, sharing, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell so you guys are advised when the next new videos come out. So once again, guys, I really appreciate it. And I think we are signing off, and we'll do a live stream probably another one this week. I'll probably do the Atlas crawler here coming up next, and we'll be punching some videos out here soon. So, all right, guys, that is it. We are signing off. Once again, I appreciate you guys watching. Stay tuned for more videos. And as always, guys, thank you for coming, and we will see you guys next time.